Pay joined alongside Jenna Meyer, and welcome to the Kettleers pregame show. Just minutes away here from a first pitch, a 5 p.m. start against the Bourne Braves. Now, Jenna, it's always a beautiful day for a ball game, but arguably one of the best ones here at Lowell today.
We've been very lucky with the weather of late, no rain and just beautiful sunny days for some baseball, so ready to take another one tonight against Bourne.
Now let's take a look back at last night's game and give you a rundown of what happened as we head into tonight. No win, no loss, but a tie against the Brewster Whitecaps with a 1-1 final score. However, an absolutely dominant performance on the pitching staff end, and that all started with Dalton Rogers. He went 4 innings to start and gave up the lone run on the night before Ben Johnson came in to relieve for 3 innings of work, also his longest appearance in a Cotuit uniform this summer. Finally, Max Gig had the final 2 frames and arguably one of the most dominant performances at the plate that made the play at the plate to end the game and prevent a walk-off for Brewster. And also, not to mention, they went into 8 1/3 innings with a no-hitter in line. So again, a fantastic performance on the pitching end. Now, Jenna, take us through what we saw on offense.
7 hits last night despite just 1 run, resulting in that 1-1 tie, but still really improving on that offensive production at the plate as of late. Started off strong with a triple from Brooks Baldwin, scored by Justin Mickness. Tommy Troy reached twice, but not enough to push the Kettleers towards a win. Had to settle for that 1-1 tie, which, here in the Cape League is now becoming quite common. Now, Riley, let's take a look at the matchup on the mound tonight. Starting for the Bourne Braves, left-handed pitcher Will Sandy out of UNC. Just wrapped up his redshirt sophomore season, made 10 appearances with 5 starts, and posted a record of 1-1. Excited to see what he can do out on the mound tonight. Riley, tell us a little bit about the starter for the Kettleers.
On the mound for the Kets tonight is the right-hander out of Vanderbilt and now LSU, Christian Little. Last time we saw him out was on the 4th of July for 2 innings of work. In that game, he threw 41 pitches, 22 of which went for strikes. This will be his 4th appearance in a Cotuit uniform this summer. Something that he's known for is his dominant slider, along with that electric turquoise glove that you'll see on the mound tonight.
That's all. Riley, all of the
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers digital network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers digital network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers digital network.
It is a picture-perfect day from Lowell Park as the Bourne Braves and Cotuit Kettleers get set to match up for the first time in a little less than a month. What should be a good ball game here on this Thursday afternoon, soon to be turned evening. Thanks for joining us, Jake Starr, Tim Crowley, Riley Pay, the 4th member of our team. Jenna Meyer will be joining us in just a little bit. And Tim, this is a Cotuit team coming off a 1-1 tie a night ago against Brewster, a game in which the Kets had the Whitecaps no-hit for 8 1/3 innings. It was really good to see the pitching staff get back to what we saw early in the season.
Well, just what a crazy game it was last night, Jake. You and I were talking to one of the Brewster broadcasters, John Gadamowitz, after the game, and he said, how weird is it that for a team of Brewster, you enter the 9th inning not knowing if you're going to tie, walk-off win, or get no-hit? That was the chaos of last night, which is weird to say in a game that only 2 runs were scored. But again, pitching staff really looked good. Bats left a couple opportunities out there. But again, I was impressed with their ability to hit with 2 strikes. It's something we talked about on the broadcast throughout the course of the game. And again, that highlight reel play from Justin Mickness and Max Gig. Hustle, keeping the 1-1 tie preserved to get the potential winning run in Werner at the plate.
It's always a crazy situation, guys, when you go from the chance to potentially hit a team to almost being walked off in the span of, maybe 15 minutes. I mean, the Reds this year also, they no-hit the Pirates and still lost that ball game. But, Riley, the offense last night was a quiet night, 7 hits, only left 4 on base. a couple of double plays really plagued the Kets offense. Really want to see them turn the tide and get back to what we saw even against Falmouth back on the 4th.
Yeah, like you said, at Falmouth, or when we were here for Falmouth on the 4th, 7 runs in that game. So the offense definitely has momentum right now, just finding that rhythm going back into tonight. And I think that definitely does start with the pitching staff and the performance that they gave last night, giving their offense a chance to work, a lot of confidence in that manner. And as soon as their pitching is good, I think that gives the offense a lot of confidence going in today, and see that transition and translate from the other day when we played Falmouth.
And now we kind of shift our attentions towards tonight's game. It's the 8-6 Bourne Braves. Yes, you heard that right. 6 ties overall. And the 14-4 Cotuit Kettleers matchup here. 3rd matchup of the season. These teams last saw each other back on June the 16th. At Doran Field after a 6-4 win the Kets had for their home opener here. 1-7-0 at Bourne. It's the first of 2 times these teams will see each other this weekend. Historically, it's a Bourne team, especially last year, team really dominated the Cats. But this season, Cotuit's had the edge so far, but really it's 2 different teams than the first set of teams we saw back in June.
And again, both games won it a couple different ways, right? First one here, the home opener, battle back late, goes back and forth, and then the big 2-run homer from Victor Scott. And then that game at Bourne, at Dorn Park, that big 6-run 4th inning, showing that Cotuit, when they need to, can find lightning in a bottle. See if they still have that offense today.
So, national anthem about to be played here at Lowell Park. We'll keep things here so you can hear the rendition of tonight's anthem right here on the Kettleers Digital Network. Another beautiful rendition of our nation's national anthem here from Lowell Park, and we are almost ready for first pitch tonight between the Bourne Braves and Cotuit Kettleers here in game number 23 of the season. Riley, we have officially surpassed the midway point of the season. Look, all things considered, this Cotuit team, I think, garners very high remarks through the first 22 games so far. I mean, look, you have the best record in the league overall. Can't really argue with that as well, but I mean, still a lot to work on too, and I think especially after what we've seen the last couple of days, you really want to see a strong night from the Cats tonight.
Yeah, exactly what you said. This is a team that came out with a fantastic, strong start, and they've really shown what they can do early on. As we head now into the second half of the season, you'll see a lot of new faces in this lineup as well. A lot of shift there, so it'll be interesting to see how this team comes together in the second half, but a lot of promising faces here and a lot to look forward to as we head into the second half.
And Tim, we'll have more on him in a little bit, but Christian Little out of now LSU, formerly Vanderbilt, gets to start tonight. It's his 4th appearance of the season, just his 2nd start. We have seen Mike Roberts take a very interesting approach with Christian Little so far. He started once, but he's come out of the bullpen kind of intermediately between starts. So we'll see if that's going to be something that helps him or hurts him.
And again, use him in that kind of side day sense. Usually guys occasionally do that in the majors, not as much anymore. But Little's a guy that's been at his best when he's in the rotation so far with Cotuit. 2 okay relief outings, but again, that one start he made at YD, man, did he have his A stuff that way. A really lively fastball out of the hand, mixed the breaking ball in well, changed speeds, changed eye levels. That was when we saw Christian Little at his best. When he gets to start today with a fresh slate from the opening pitch, he's going to be ready to go, and it's going to be exciting stuff to see for the fans here at Lowell Park.
And defensively, Brooks Baldwin today gets to start at shortstop. Well, more on the infield, outfield for the Cats just in a minute. But, Riley, for Baldwin, it's the 7th position he has played so far this summer. Only about a little less than a month into the season so far. Baldwin has played every outfield spot, and now today, every infield spot.
Well, Tim's remark on, was there Brooks Baldwin bingo card? That's exactly what today is as well. Only 2 positions that he hasn't played in the field today. And he is another one that's been looking really fantastic as of late. His bat's been looking great. Was the lone run on the night last night. So there's so much versatility with Baldwin, the switch hitter as well. And he really amplifies what it means to be versatile. It will be great to have him in the shortstop position tonight. He's really excelled in every position he's been put in so far. So can expect that tonight as well.
So Cotuit has taken the field, and let's take a look at how the Bourne Braves under first-year head coach Scott Landers line up tonight. Elijah Nunez comes away of TCU, bats first and center. Matt Shaw from Maryland bats second, whole play short. Chris Brito out of Rutgers, the DH bats third. Evan Slight also out of Rutgers bats fourth, whole play left field. Wyatt Henseler from Penn bats fifth at third base. Josh Moylan from East Carolina bats sixth at first. Carson Rockefort bats seventh from Louisiana Lafayette. He will play right field. Alan Espinal bats eighth, the catcher out of Vanderbilt. And Bryce Evelyn, the second baseman from Alabama, will round things out and bat ninth. They go up against the man on the mound, Christian Little. Just finished his sophomore season at Vanderbilt. Will be at LSU in the fall. The 6'4", 210-pound sophomore righty out of St. Louis, Missouri, making his 4th appearance, just 2nd start. He's 0-1 with a 10.50 ERA. 6 innings pitched, 9 hits, 7 runs, all earned. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .333 against the tall righty out of Missouri. We'll have the battery and infield outfield alignment along with the umpires just momentarily as Christian Little steps onto the mound. And Elijah Nunez, the left-handed hitting center fielder, settles into the batter's box. We're ready to get things going here. A couple minutes early as Christian Little from the windup. First pitch home in there for a called strike at 4:58 p.m. 2 minutes before scheduled first pitch at 5. Temperature 75 degrees and sunny. Could not have asked for a better day here in Cotuit. Not a single cloud across the sky. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Down low for a ball. 1-1. So Little and Obertop are the battery. Jimmy Obertop out of Michigan makes his first start for the Cats, and it comes behind the plate. 1-1 the count to Nunez. Here's the pitch. That one's lifted in the air out towards shallow left center field. Backing up is the shortstop Baldwin, and in his very first play at shortstop, Baldwin makes the catch. Out number 1, Matt Shaw to the plate. In the infield, first base Tyler Johnson, second base Tommy Troy. Shortstop, as we said, Brooks Baldwin. Third base, Kyle Karros. Eddie Park plays left. Victor Scott in center. Cade Kern out of Ohio State plays left. Matt Shaw, the righty, settles on in here. 1 out, top 1. Little kicks and deals. That one driven to the air. Left center field. Scott backtracking at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Matt Shaw gives that one a ride over the right center field fence for the first run of the day for Bourne. It's 1-0 Braves here in the first on Shaw's 3rd home run of the season. And Tim, not how you wanted to start this one off in the first.
And again, Shaw continues to do damage across the Cape this summer. One of the guys that's up there in the top 5 in multiple different hitting categories across the league came into today hitting .316. That time again showing some versatility, going right center with some power.
Chris Brito, the batter now, takes the first one from Little up and away for a ball. Tim Carey has the plate today. He'll call balls and strikes. Ronaldo Cockrum has first. Brandon Johnson has third. Here's the 1-0. Sails high for a ball, 2-0. Matt Shaw, who is one of the best players across the Big Ten, coming off a year at Maryland where he hit .290 of 22 home runs for the Terrapins down in College Park. Puts Bourne on the board early as Christian Little asks for a new baseball with Chris Brito, the DH out of Rutgers, at the plate. The second of 3 straight Big Ten batters in the lineup. Looks like there's a bit of a delay. Looking out in left center field. Looks like the gate out in right center field was open, so Cade Kern will run over and close the door. We'll get back to baseball here. 2-0 the count, 1 out, top 1 to Chris Brito. 1-0 to score. Bourne leaves. Little from the windup kicks and deals. That one dribbled on the ground towards the right side of the mound. Little scoops it a couple steps towards first. He'll flip it to the bag. That'll be out number 2. That'll bring Evan Slight to the plate. 2 gone here in the first.
And that one really spun off the end of the bat. You saw it take a really weird bounce with a lot of topspin back towards the mound after landing on the first base side. But either way, good job by Little to get off the mound to his left, make a play to field his position.
Evan Slight, the left fielder from Rutgers, comes in today on a 5-game hit streak. The lefty settles on in here against the righty Christian Little. 2 outs in the first. Pitch from him. Off-speed pitch. Fanned on a miss. Strike number 1. Gets in there. Home whites with maroon lettering and numbering across the front and back. Maroon pinstripes. Christian Little sports the high maroon socks. Here's the 0-1. That one is lifted over the head of Johnson down the right field line. Nestles towards the corner. Kernfield motoring to second is Slight. Here's the throw to second. It's cut off by Troy. And it's a 2-out double for Evan Slight. And Riley, a couple of balls hit hard early by Bourne here in the first.
Yeah, hit hard and in the right spot as well, just over the first baseman's head right there to get down for a hit. A lot of power in that, swinging enough to get 2.
Slight's third 2-bagger of the season. And I'll bring Wyatt Hensler to the plate now. 2 outs in the top of the first, a 1-0 ball game. 2 hits already in the inning for the Braves. Christian Little, for the first time today, works out of the stretch. Then they'll throw behind the runner at second base, sails it over Tommy Troy's head, and in the shallow right center field. That'll allow Slight to get to third. And now the second run of the day for Bourne, just 90 feet away. That's going to go down as an E1 on the pitcher Little. Still, no balls, no strikes to Hensler, the right-handed hitting third baseman out of Pennsylvania. Little set at the chest. Here's the pitch. That fastball misses up for a ball at 90. Counts 1-0.
Not really sure what happened there. I don't know if they were trying to run a timing play with Troy and Little, and maybe he just turned around. Troy not being right at the bag messed up his release point, but either way, we've seen a couple of those costly throwaways on pickoffs from Cotuit so far.
1-0, swing and a miss. On an off-speed pitch, counts 1-1 to Hensler. So Evan Slight now stands on third after a double down the right field line. Advance to third on a throwing error by the pitcher, Christian Little. Little now trying to work out of a little bit of trouble here in the top of the first. Counts 1-1, 2 outs. Little set at the chest. Here's the pitch. That one dribbled on the ground towards third, deep in the hole. Carros fields it, hugging the line. And the third base umpire, Brandon Johnson, will say it's just foul. And the count's 1-2. 2 outs as Slight retreats to third. Here at the top of the first and a 1-0 ball game. Hensler comes to the dish with hits in 3 of his last 4. Justice Cap settles back in. A very slightly closed stance. About 1.5 inches off the inner white chalk of the right-handed batter's box. Little set at the chest. Here's the 1-2. Little swing. Off the hands of the bat to the right side over the Bourne dugout. Count remains 1-2.
Thinking back to those last 2 games, the first 2 times that these teams played, Hensler, without question, was one of the toughest outs in this lineup. He's a guy that really gets down to work when he's down 2 strikes. He takes close pitches. He fouls off and spoils good spots from the pitcher. We'll see what he has here, 1-2.
Here's the 1-2. That one's low and away. Over top, a nice job to smother that in the left hand of the batter's box. Counts 2-2. Jimmy over top making his first start behind the plate. Comes way of Michigan. One of two new additions to the Kets roster behind the plate. Calvin Harris, not the singer, but the baseball player out of Ole Miss, also signed to the Kets roster today as well. The 2-2 just misses outside for a ball. Counts full. 2 outs, top 1. Bourne leads 1-0. White Hensler on third. Obviously, Obertop and Harris joined by Justin Mickness. Caleb Lomavita behind the plate as well for the Cats. 3-2 the count, 2 outs. Little kicks and deals. That one's hit sharply on the ground towards short. A high hop for Baldwin. He corrals it, flips the first in time. And that will retire the side. Bourne does get 1 on 2 hits. There were no errors. There was 1 error, excuse me. And 1 left on base for the Braves in the inning. We've played a half. 1-0 the score. We'll move to the bottom of the first. Kets coming to bat on the Kettleers Digital Network. We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers Digital Network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers Digital.
Bottom 1-0 Bourne. And let's take a look at how the Kettleers line up tonight. Victor Scott leads things off. He'll play center field. Tommy Troy second at second. Brooks Baldwin bats third. He'll play short. Tyler Johnson bats cleanup at first base. Carter Trice the DH fifth. Eddie Park in left will bat sixth. Kyle Caro seventh. He'll play third. Jimmy Obertop eighth does the catching. Cade Kern ninth and will play right field. They'll go against the sophomore lefty out of UNC. Sent at 6'4", 210 from Raleigh, North Carolina. Will Sandy making his third appearance of the summer. This is his first start. He's 0-1 with a 13.50 ERA. 4 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed. 8 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and a .350 batting average against. Behind him, the battery is Alan Espinal from Vanderbilt and Will Sandy. Josh Moreland plays first. Bryce Eblin at second. Matt Shaw at short. Wyatt Hensler plays third. Carson Rockefort in right. Elijah Nunez in center. And Evan Slight rounds us out and plays left. Victor Scott out of West Virginia will settle into the left-handed batter's box and lead us off tonight. Scott, who's been red hot, especially the last 5 games for Cotuit, looking to set the tone at the top of the Cotuit lineup tonight here against Bourne. Sandy, the lefty from the windup, kicks and deals. First pitch, an off-speed pitch at 81. Dives outside to the lefty for a ball, 1-0. Scott has hits in 4 of his last 5 for the Cats. 1-0 the count, the pitch. That one inside. Scott scurries out of the way of that one. 2-0 the count to him.
And again, only the 1 run came across for Cotuit last night. Did snap a 4-game hitting streak for Victor Scott, but we've talked about a lot the adjustments he's made, getting back to the good bat he had to start the season. 2-0,
scurries out of the way again, counts 3-0. Scott, who's only hitting 196, but 353 over his last 5 games, and still an on-base percentage, just a couple ticks below 400. Up in the count, 3-0, Sandy's pitch. Inside, ball 4. Scott works himself a 4-pitch walk. That's his team-leading 13th base on balls of the season. That'll bring Tommy Troy to the plate. And Riley, it's so important to get a guy with Scott's speed on base early.
Yeah, and that's what makes him so great in this leadoff spot. You get him on, he has a fantastic on-base percentage. He's one that once he gets on, he loves to run. And if you can manufacture those runs early on, this is a huge way for Cotuit to get started early.
Tommy Troy, the batter now, another hot Kets hitter. First pitch to him, outside for a ball. That's 5 in a row from Will Sandy to start this game off. Sandy, 2 walks over 4 innings pitched so far this season. Hits has primarily been the issue for him, giving up about a hit per inning. 1-0 the count to Troy, the pitch. Outside for a ball, 2-0. Tim, all the misses, though, coming in the same spot. Inner chalk of the left-handed batter's box, arm side for the lefty.
And again, that's just a mechanical adjustment you have to make again, that making sure that maybe that's a ball that isn't tailing the way he wants. Maybe he's about half a second late on that release point. Just has to find a little bit more consistency on staying on top, and holding onto that ball for just that other half second to let that ball travel.
Scott leads off first. 11 stolen bags on the season so far. Alan Espinal behind the plate throughout just 1 base runner and 5 attempts at Vanderbilt this season in limited playing time. 2-0 the count, the pitch. Gets it in there for a called strike. 2-1 the count to Troy. Troy has hits in his last 3, hitting .455 over that stretch. The righty out of the University of Stanford is. Stands in the box, slightly open stance. 2-1 the count. Sandy will throw over towards first. They have Scott picked off. Throw to short. He's in a pickle now. They chase him back. Here comes the first baseman, Moreland. Chases him down. They flip it again. Scott spins, and he's tagged out. So that'll be a lot of numbers in the scorebook. We'll get that to you once we have it, but Scott's caught stealing between first and second. And there's 1 out here in the first to Tommy Troy. So 2-1 the count, 1 out, bottom of the first. Bases are now empty, so Sandy will return back to the windup. 1-0 Bourne leads. The lefty kicks and deals. Troy takes upstairs for a ball, 3-1. And Tim, Sandy really struggling to throw strikes. That just proves how costly Scott getting out there is. Here's the 3-1. That one driven in the air, out towards right, but right to Rockefeller. Had it played perfectly. He'll squeeze it for out number 2.
Something interesting to note now, we talked about Jake, a lot of his misses coming arm side, tailing off at the end of the plate away from righties in on lefties. Look at the adjustment he's making. He's staying out of the windup, but he's towing himself all the way over on the third base side of the rubber, trying to correct that so when it does tail, it's still finding the zone.
It was 1-3-6-3-4 in your scorebook for the Victor Scott pickoff. Brooks Baldwin, the batter now. First pitch to him is a bit upstairs of an off-speed pitch. 1-0 the count to Baldwin. 1-0. That one dribbled back towards the middle, and it's into center field. A base hit. 2-out single for Brooks Baldwin. The Kets have a 2-out base runner now for Tyler Johnson coming to the plate, as Baldwin now extends his season-high hit streak to 8 games.
Again, his 31st hit of the year, also to lead the team as well. And again, doesn't matter what side of the plate he's standing on, doesn't matter where he's playing the field that night. Brooks Baldwin continues to show up day after day, continue to hit on either side of the plate, does the switch hitter out of UNCW. And that time again, just taking the ball where it's pitched right back up the middle for a base hit.
Slugger Tyler Johnson up to the plate now for Cotuit. First pitch to him, inside, similar miss there from Sandy. Counts 1-0. Johnson 0 for 4 a night ago, snapped the 3-game hit streak he had. He was 4 for 4 against Falmouth here a couple nights ago back on July the 4th. Here's the 1-0. Once again, a similar miss, 2-0 to the lefty Johnson.
And that time goes with the breaking ball, just trying to get enough of a wrinkle to start right at that front hip of Johnson, then tail back across the inside corner. Again, he's still trying to figure out his release point with his fastball. Now he also has to get enough snap to find that breaking ball release as well.
2-0. Sandy set at the belt. Checks on Baldwin. Here's the pitch. Once again, same spot. Inner chalk of the lefty batter's box. 3-0 the count.
Now Johnson again. Think about his chance in the first inning. Has a runner on. Does have 2 outs. You want to see how the rest of this order goes. Does have some bats behind him and Trice as well. Let's see if he has a green light 3-0 to start.
3-0 pitch. Red light all the way. Counts 3-1. On a fastball at 90 from Will Sandy. But it's a hitter's count still. Johnson will be looking one pitch, one spot. With Baldwin on first, 2 outs, bottom 1. 1-0, Bourne has the lead. Set of the belt comes Sandy. He'll go towards first. Baldwin back in, standing up. Counts 3-1.
Another lefty in Sandy that see how the Kettleers continue to get runners on base, how he wants to hold guys on. We talked a lot last night about Dalton Rogers and how sometimes he wanted to go a little bit quicker, sometimes just a little bit of a step off. How will Sandy mix up his moves?
3-1 to count. Here's the pitch. That one's dribbled towards second. Sounded like a broken bat. Evelyn's got it, flips to first. It's in time, and that will retire the side. No runs on a hit. There were no errors, and 1 left for Cotuit. We've played a full frame here from Lowell Park. We'll move to the second. Bourne's got a 1-0 lead here on the Cotuit Kettleers Digital Network. We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers Digital Network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers.
Top 2, Bourne holds a 1-0 lead over Cotuit. Jake Starr, Tim Crowley, Riley Pay, and we'll be joined by the 4th member of our team, Jenna Meyer, at the conclusion of the second inning. 6, 7, 8 due up here in the frame for Bourne. Josh Moylan out of East Carolina will step in the left-handed batter's box and lead things off here against Christian Little, who's back out, running number 2 at work after giving up a couple of hits and a run back in the first. Moylan settles on in, slightly open stance for him. Christian Little working from the windup here. First pitch, swung over an off-speed pitch, counts 0-1. Moylan slumping a bit at the plate, 0 for his last 13, also hitless in his last 4. 0-1 from Little, swing and a miss again, another off-speed pitch. Counts 0-2, we'll see if he goes back to that breaking pitch or challenges him with a fastball. Infield plays him slightly to pull. Baldwin at short, shaded towards the second base bag. Troy stepped to the outfield grass. The 0-2 checked his swing. And they'll appeal towards third. Third base umpire Brendan Johnson will say he went. So that's the first strikeout of the day for Christian Little. And Moylan's down on 3 pitches, and Carson Rockefeller comes to the plate. Rockefeller comes way of Louisiana Lafayette. It's a righty on lefty matchup here. Here's the first pitch to him. That one missed just inside for a ball, 1-0. Christian Little played his first 2 years of college ball at Vanderbilt. Pitched in 18 games this year, 3.72 ERA. The 1-0 misses just inside for a ball, 2-0. Announced at the conclusion of this season, taking his talents down to Baton Rouge for an LSU team that is really stockpiling itself. Here's the 2-0. That one driven in the air out towards right. That will get down just to the left of Cade Kern, the right fielder, for a base hit. Rockefeller will hold up at first base. That'll bring Alan Espinal to the plate with 1 out here in the second. 1-0 ball game. Bourne leads. A little 3.72 ERA over 18 appearances this year. He started games, he closed games out as well, had 3 saves, also started 3 games as well. Really a interesting story on Christian Little throughout his time in his first couple of years at Vanderbilt. He just turned 19 years old. We'll step off and look towards first, won't throw over. Just turned 19 years old the other day, back on July the 5th, so happy belated birthday to Christian Little. Alan Espinal, the batter here. First pitch to him, down to the dirt. Blocked by Jimmy Obertop back there, 1-0. So he came to Vanderbilt as an early enrollee at 17 years old. And it's honestly something that he said has been on his family's radar from around the time he was 13 years old. So it wasn't really a split-second decision. It was something that was planned out over a long period of time. And those are those things that you have to plan out over those periods of time. It's a 1-0, swing and a miss by Espinal, 1-1 the count. And he was between a couple of schools. Miami and Vanderbilt were the two that he was between. Ended up going to Vanderbilt, and as we know now, spent 2 years there before opting to go to Baton Rouge. And came into college as a 17-year-old, very similar to what we saw from Cam Collier while he was here as well. 1-1 the count. Little set at the letters with a man on first. Here's the pitch. That one's dribbled foul. Counts 1-2. And was a really skilled pitcher, and he was the youngest player at the time to start an SEC conference game at 17 years old, and also the youngest player to pitch in a College World Series game also at 17 years old. So just a guy who, only 19 years old, has had years of experience. The 1-2, big curveball dropped in there for a called third strike. That'll be out number 2 here in the second. That'll bring the 9-hole man, Bryce Evelyn, to the plate in a 1-0 ball game.
Little's pitch mix has been fantastic today. Again, he's set the tone with the fastball earlier, particularly away from lefties. Now he comes back, drops the breaking ball, and he's changing speeds well, Jake. Just like we talked about how well he used those speeds and changed his pitch selection throughout the course of the start against YD about a week ago.
9-hole man, Bryce Evelyn, former SEC foe, or I guess you could still say current SEC foe, from going to LSU, throws over to first, not in time. Got Alabama against LSU at the plate now. It was a Saturday in the fall. You know, this would be a very highly watched football game as well. Christian Little comes set, brings the teal glove set above his chest. Here's the pitch off the end of the bat. Slice foul to the left side, 0-1. So yes, Christian Little just 19 years old, but he has had way more years beyond what he is of experience, and only better for it. Guy who has a very strong fastball, a very nasty slider as well. We have seen both feature today, and now he's just trying to get out of this second inning and give his Kets offense a chance to bat. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Evelyn, about awkwardly. 0-2 the count now, 2 outs to Evelyn. Evelyn still in search of his first hit against the Kets this year. He started and played in both games the team saw each other back in the middle of June. He's 0 for 6 overall. Here's the 0-2. Runner goes inside for a ball. Throw to second was spiked just beyond the pitcher's mound, and long hops the ball to a not in time. Counts 1-2, Tim. That one looked like maybe Overtop didn't have the best of grips on it.
I don't think you ever really had a good release point. You're trying a little bit too hard to get that out of the glove. And again, you kind of saw that when he was coming through, just trying to rush the throw there. And Christian Little had to jump his way out of that one, coming at the back of his hip.
Counts 1-2. Wanted to throw behind the runner at second, but will be no throw. 2 outs here, bottom 2. Tommy Troy plays a step to the outfield grass. Shortstop Baldwin, a step and a dive to the left of the bag. Caros, good 20 feet off the third base bag. Outfield plays slightly to go the other way. Here's the pitch. Edlin fouls it back, 1-2. Evelyn, 140 on the summer so far. No home runs, does have an RBI. After finishing up his second season at Alabama, where he hit 242, a couple home runs. 22 runs driven in. Down to the count here against Christian Little. The righty kicks and deals. That one's foul tipped back, in and out of the glove of Obertop. Count will stay 1-2.
Looked like the change of that time from Christian Little, and looks like he's had a pretty good feel for using it today. Again, he has that really good grip that, especially to lefties, he can change over a couple times, really get a good flick out of the wrist. And again, we talked about, probably since he got here, it's a good pitch for him. But of course, after a couple extra classes at Roberts University's School of Changeups, he's ready to go.
So we'll see what Little goes to here. 1-2, 2 outs. Here in the top of the second. Runner on second, 1-0 ball game. Bourne leads. Little kicks and deals. That's a breaking pitch upstairs for a ball, 2-2. We saw the runner, Carson Rockefort, stop and start. at second base. He swiped 6 bags on the season, make that 7 with the one he just picked up about a minute ago. Little holds the teal glove tight to his chest. Time called by Eblin, as him and Overtop could not come to agreement on a sign. Here in game number 23, Overtop is the first catcher not named Justin Mickness or Caleb Lomavita to be behind the plate for the Kets this summer. Here's the 2-2. Roped on the ground towards first. Short hops Johnson. Bobbles it. Flips it to Little. And it's just in time. And that will retire the side. No runs in the inning on a hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base for Bourne. We've played inning and a half here from Lowell Park. We'll move to the bottom of the second. 1-0 to score. Bourne leads.
Digital network.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers digital network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers digital network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers digital network.
Bottom 2, 1-0 to score. Bourne has the lead over Cotuit here. Third matchup of the season series between these two teams. Cotuit took the first two, a 6-4 win back on June the 14th and a 7-0 win back on June the 16th. This is the third of 6 matchups between the two teams that were oft too familiar with one another a year ago. Saw each other 8 times, including 3 games in the Western Division semifinals. Carter Trice leads things off. First pitch from Sandy, and there for a called strike, 0-1 the count. For Trice, it's his first start since Sunday at Falmouth. Comes as the role of the DH tonight. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 0-2. Tim, does it look like Trice's stance is a little more upright today than we've seen?
Yeah, and maybe that's just trying to get to the bat a little bit on the outer half again. Still missing a couple pitches there. We talked about the damage he can do middle in.
Here's the 0-2. Sails high and away. 1-2 the count.
And it's a topic that we've discussed throughout the course of the season. You know, Trice is a guy that really looks for the ball middle in and likes to drive it that way with some power. You know, things on the outer half, he's still trying to adjust a little bit, and it's again been a little bit of an interesting evolution from his hitting style last year.
1-2. Up and away with the ball. 2-2. And Riley, we see Will Sandy trying to attack Trice outside of those 2 strike pitches.
Yeah, both of those have been just outside and just above the head of the umpire a little bit, trying to adjust here.
2-2. That one driven in the air out towards right center field. Nunez tracks over, converges towards the wall, reaches over his shoulder, makes the catch. Nice grab from him. That'll be the first out of the inning, but Tim, still, Trice got a pitch a little bit away, and he drove it nicely out towards right center.
That time, that's a swing from Carter Trice that, looking at that without a date in front of me, probably would have thought that was 2021 Carter Trice. This was a guy that came to Cotuit last year, really had a swing that was power, took him naturally to right center field. Since he's been here in 2022, he's been a lot more focused on turning on inside pitches and driving it to the pull side with power, but nice to see him still give a ball a jolt the other way.
Eddie Park, the batter now. First pitch, foul to the left side, and it hit off the beam above the Kets dugout. So it wasn't a light post, Tim. Does that still count in terms of your count for the summer?
It is the best we can get at Lowell Park.
No lights here at Lowell Park. The 0-1 the Park inside off the glove of the catcher Espinal. Counts 1-1. Eddie Park making yet another start. It's his 3rd straight game with a start. Has hits in his last 2. Here's the 1-1 to him. That one softly on the ground towards short. Shaw flips the first in time. And that'll be the second out of the inning. That'll bring Kyle Karros out of UCLA to the plate now for the Cats.
Again, nice play by Shaw at shortstop, but just looking more about, especially the lefty-lefty matchups throughout the course of the day for Sandy from here on out. We talked about the adjustment that he's making on the third base side of the rubber, staying within the windup, but again, trying to use that to cancel out the spin on his fastball that's leaving everything way outside to righties. That time it does serve him a purpose with his breaking ball as it stays further from lefties.
First pitch to Karros, outside for a ball. Similar spot that we've seen Sandy miss all day so far. 1-0 the count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Karros. That one's fouled to the right side, 1-1 the count. Karros, who was 1 for 3 a night ago at Brewster, is hit in the 8th inning, snapped a 0 for 16 spell. The third baseman of UCLA. This is his 8th hit of the summer. Here's the 1-1. That one off the hands, foul right side, 1-2. Karros, who makes the start at third once again. He has been a consistent starter at third base. Now, if Cam Collier no longer here, it's his job. Here's the 1-2, low and away for a ball, 2-2. Karros stands, right-handed batter's box, even stance. Wiggles the bat over his right shoulder. Here's the 2-2. That one's on the ground towards the hole. Third baseman Hensler has it. Take a tough hop on him. Shallow bounce to left field. And that'll presumably be ruled an E5 on Wyatt Hensler. Riley, we saw that one just take a really bad hop at the last second on him.
Yeah, just a bad hop on that one, just up and out of the glove almost for him. Wasn't able to make the catch on grab on that one, and that'll advance Karros to first.
So Karros reaches on officially an E5. And that'll bring Jimmy Overtop from Michigan to the plate now for the first time in a Kets uniform. 2 outs, bottom 2. 1-0 Bourne leads. Sandy the lefty kicks and deals. That one just misses outside for a ball. Counts 1-0 to Overtop. Overtop hit .278 on the season. 15 home runs, 54 RBI, 26 career home runs with the Wolverines, so there is power there. Here's the pitch. Inside 2-0. Overtop, who was added to this Cotuit roster just a couple of days ago. Making his first start behind the dish. Here's the 2-0. Outside for a ball. 3-0 the count. We'll see if Overtop gets red light or green light here from Coach Roberts. Tyler Johnson ended last inning. And Kyle Karros now leads off first. 3-0 the count. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Right down the chute for a called strike. 3-1. Now Tim Overtop looking for a pitch to hit.
And again, that's the adjustment that Sandy's been looking to make throughout the course of this game. Really stay away with that fastball, but he'll be able to spot it on the outside corner. That time he does so, he's starting to bring it back just a bit.
3-1. Slice foul to the right side. Counts full. 2 outs. Karros will be off on the pitch. Sandy's battled back from being down 3-0. Looking to get Jimmy Overtop out here. Cade Kern awaits on deck. Got a Michigan man at the plate. We got an Ohio State guy on deck. So we can alleviate some of those tensions. 3-2 the count. 2 outs. Karros off on the pitch. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Overtop goes down on strikes. That's the first strikeout tonight for Will Sandy. And that is how this second inning will end. No runs, no hits. There was an error in the inning. And one man was left on base in the second. We've played 2. 1-0 to score. Bourne leads. Now we'll toss things down to our sideline reporter, Jenna Meyer.
Sports is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Big League teams wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. Cape Cod to the Major Leagues, always the best things in baseball, wear Franklin gloves. Proud sponsor of the Cape League, Massachusetts State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing. From the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 season downs across the Commonwealth. So here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more.
Thank you very much, Jenna. Move to the top of the third, 1-0 the score. Bourne has the lead. Top of the lineup due up for Bourne. And Riley, it's really cool to see these former Kettleers players stay close to their roots. I know on our podcast, On Deck with the Kets, I mean, me and you, I know you and Jenna, myself and Tim, you and Tim, I've had a chance to talk to a lot of Kettleers alums. A lot of them on the more recent side. We did talk to some guys like Ron Darling, Ruben Amaro Jr., guys that played, 20, 25 years ago, but it's still really cool to, keep up with the past of this team, because that's what makes this what it is.
Yeah, and 75th anniversary this year as well. So much history of this team and the rich legacy that it has. Corey Guerin, another one we got a chance to talk to, Stephen Schock, Joey Walsh, among the many fantastic alumni of this Kettleers team.
First pitch to Nunez, bunted towards the dugout. Speaking of Kets alumni, I got a text from a buddy of mine last night who works for the Sanford Mainers of the NECBL, New England Collegiate Baseball League. 0-1 the count, pitch to Nunez, swing and a miss, 0-2. And I forgot to tell both of you this earlier. He was on the call last night with Ryan Dio.
No
former
way.
Cotuit Kettleer, with the, I think it was, I'm going to just double check in a second. That one gets away from over top, counts 1-2. With the, with Keen, K-E-N-E, I think it's a Swamp Bats, would that be correct? He does like their TrackMan stuff for Keen, but he hops on the broadcast from time to time when Keen is the road team. So he texts me, he's like, this guy Ryan Dio, here's the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Nunez is down on strikes. Third strikeout tonight for Christian Little here in the third. 1 out for Matt Shaw out of Maryland. Homered his last time up. But it's like, this guy, Ryan Dio, and I'm like, next time you're with him, ask him about the Chatham game last year when he's the bullpen catcher, and he came in and took down one of the Angular's hottest hitters of the night.
He was a lot of fun as well. Such a good guy. Had so many great stories of his time in Cotuit, and especially that memory.
Shaw drives one towards the left center field gap. Big turnaround first. Home motor towards second. Stumbles a bit. Throw to second base is high. As Troy has to leap for that. So Matt Shaw has his second extra base hit of the day. This time a double after the home run in the first. And Bourne is in business as one of the Big Ten's best in Shaw. Gets things rolling here. 1 out in the third.
And Shaw just continues to stay absolutely red hot on the season. Entered today 6th in the Cape League in batting average, hitting around .316. Already 2 extra base hits for him today. He's been a guy who's been completely locked in and really doing with both sides. The Bourne website actually named him as their defender of the first quarter of the season. That's not going to overshadow what he's done with the bat as of late.
5th double of the year for Shaw. Little thought about stepping off. Doesn't throw it. Chris Brito out of Rutgers now, the batter. Brito. No hits and 1 at bat so far. Grounded back to the pitcher. Christian Little his first time up on a little dribbler just to the right of the mound. First pitch to him. Outside for a ball. Counts 1-0. Brito is 0 for 6 on the season against Cotuit so far. Appeared in both matchups the teams had against each other back in early June. It's been a while since we've seen this Bourne team. We're joking with the broadcasters, 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1, that it's like 2 different rosters from the last time we saw these teams. I mean, Brito we saw, Slight we saw, Hensler we saw, and Eblin we saw. Outside of that, it's a lot of new faces. And I mean, same thing can be said on the other side, too. It's a Cotuit team that looks a lot different from that first week of the season. 1-1, swing and a miss. A curveball, counts 1-2 to Brito.
Again, you look around the infield, really the only mainstay is, talk about Brooks Baldwin, because him and Graham Pauly split time at second to start the season. Left side's completely different. No Cam Collier, no Ryan Ritter either.
Carros at third, who came in about a week into the season. Here's the 1-2, outside for a ball. 2-2 the count.
Peyton Williams as well, gone from first base.
And Brooks Baldwin at shortstop today. He's now played all 7 of the non-battery infield-outfield positions as well. Talk about versatility for Brooks Baldwin. 2-2 the count, 1 out, top 3, 1-0 to score. Here's the pitch. Just misses outside of a fastball, counts 3-2. Evan Slight, Chris Brito's Rutgers teammate, awaits on deck here in the third. Bourne leads by 1. Christian Little gets his sign, comes set at the letters. And the runner goes. A great jump, and it's fouled off. And luckily it was, because there was no way Tim Overtop was going to throw him out just because of how great a jump Matt Shaw had.
Cotuit just caught a major break, and again, that's the second night in a row now that you've watched a base runner against the Kettleers' arm on the mound, leading off second, get a walking lead, start to learn his tendencies when he comes set, and when you absolutely know he's going to the plate. He was almost 3/4 of the way to third base by the time Little was about to throw that pitch.
We'll see what Shaw does again. 9 swipe bags on the season. The 3-2. Big looping off-speed pitch. Misses just inside for a ball. And it's a one-out walk for Chris Brito. It's the first walk issued today by Christian Little. That'll bring Evan Slight to the plate now. Slight reached on a double, first time up. Mike Roberts making his way out to the mound. We'll see if this is going to be the day for Christian Little. There was a little bit of action down in the Kets bullpen. So we'll see what Mike Roberts decides here. But Riley, if anything, just trying to calm him down a little bit.
Yeah, calm down a little bit. 2 runners on right now. Still only 1 out in the inning, so you have to think here just maybe a chat to calm him down, realign with his catcher, and reset to finish out this inning.
That's what it looks like at the very least. So, this Bourne team, 3 straight ties. They are up to 6 ties on the season. The Orleans Cardinals, back in the 70s, hold the record for ties in a season at 9. So Bourne is certainly creeping up on that record with 3 in a row. And there was a lot of conversing last night on the Twitter sphere just about the Cape League ties. I don't know if either of you saw it across your timelines, but it was pretty prominent on mine. And just trying to potentially find solutions for just so many ties across the league. I believe the number was 17, which is already more than we saw a year ago, and we're at the midway point of the season. And it's interesting because it's hard to really pinpoint. I mean, obviously no extra innings, but outside of that, why there have been so many ties. Little's pitch, swing and a miss to Evan Slight. 0-1 the count. I mean, it's definitely been a pitcher's league this year. I think it's hard to disagree with that. So that could be a reason for the ties, because lower score games are more likely to tie than higher score games. As we saw last night with Cotuit, a 1-1 game. Here's the 0-1 at the knees for a called strike, 0-2.
And again, it's just crazy to think about it, especially a team that in Bourne, think about them right at 500, 8-6, and how different of a team, and maybe the recognition that they're talking about, even if you flip 3 of those games in one way or the other.
0-2. That one hits the front knee of Slight. That's a 2-strike hit by pitch by Christian Little. That'll load the bases up now for Wyatt Hensler. 1 out here in the inning. And, maybe it's a strategy thing why we're seeing more ties this year. Maybe it's more playing not to lose mentality as well, with being the point system. You get a point when you tie a game. So instead of trying to maybe make some risky decisions, maybe lay back, be more conservative. Hensler the batter now. Bases loaded. First pitch to him. Outside for a ball, 1-0. Then the question becomes, what are potential solutions to incorporate extra innings? Sudden death, extra innings. That's the MLB Draft League does that. Runner on second base, you only play 1 extra inning, and if it's still tied, it's a tie game from there. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Left in the air towards the right side, foul. Count will be 1-1 to Hensler. Hensler grounded out to short his first time up. 0-for-8 on the season against the Cats. So I don't know. There's a lot of potential solutions at play. We'll kind of see what direction the league decides to go. Because obviously the playoffs, you can't tie. Somebody's got to win. But kind of has to just see what happens. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Lifted in the air, out towards center. That's hit well. Scott back, has a beat on it at the edge of the wall. Makes the catch. Tagging for third, Shaw. Whole score, throw goes towards third. It's cut off by Baldwin. And it's an RBI sacrifice fly for Wyatt Hensler. It's 2-0 Bourne here in the third.
Again, Hensler just doing enough for productive out at that time. Sends one into left center field. But Scott a really good job Again, knowing that runners can move up in situations like these, does exactly what he needs to do from a defensive standpoint. Gets over to his right, gets around the baseball, gets a running start to make the catch, and give a strong throw back into the cutoff spot, and a really good job to keep the runner at second.
Josh Moylan, the batter now, struck out his first time up. First pitch to him. Inner half for a called strike, 0-1. Chris Brito remains on second, Evan Slade on first. Neither advanced on the sac fly. 2-0 is the score. Little once again thinks about it, doesn't throw. We've seen that a lot tonight, Tim, where he steps off of the shortstop, second baseman not there. Not sure if that's Baldwin not playing a lot of shortstop. No, could be a lot of factors at play there.
And again, there's also times that, again, to mix up your looks, you only go with an inside move. You have no intention of throwing, no intention of a pump fake. Again, it's just to try to time up, how that guy's taking his lead, how much he's jumping off his secondary. Just as runners try to time out pitchers, it goes both ways with the inside move.
Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, 0-2. 0-2 to Moylan, 2 outs, top 3. Runners first and second for Bourne. A 2-0 ball game that the Braves lead. Bourne in search of their first win this season in the season series against the Kets. Little comes set at the letters. Peers back towards second. Here's the pitch. Upstairs for a ball, 1-2. It's a late filling, but really nice midweek crowd here in Cotuit. Bleachers down the third base side, pretty much full. Also a ton of people lining the left field line and stretching all the way out towards the scoreboard in left center. Here's the pitch. Down in the dirt, over top, a nice job to block it. 2-2 the count. This is the first of 3 in a row here for Lowell Park. Tonight, tomorrow against Wareham, Harwich on Saturday. All those games, first pitch scheduled for 5. So if you're thinking about it or you're making a trip out to the Cape this weekend, you want to catch a ball game, no better spot to do it than here. Here's the 2-2. Big curveball. Check swing and foul back. 2-2. Moylan 0 for his last 14 after a strikeout back in the second. The lefty is slightly open stance. They play him the pull on the left side. Shaded towards the second base bag. Both Karros and Baldwin are outfield plays pretty much straight away. Scott maybe 2 steps to the left of the second base bag. 2-2. Lifted foul left side. Count stays even. We'll see how far Christian Little goes. Season high is 3. That came against YD back on June the 29th. Will Jacobson up and throwing in the Kets bullpen. So we'll see if this is it for Christian Little. Working against Josh Moylan here of 2 outs. Set at the letters, Little. Pauses, kicks and deals. Outside for a ball, 3-2.
And again, I like the call to go to the changeup in that 2-2 count because he's had really good action away from lefties today. Like we talked about, that turnover changeup that he continues to work in well into his pitch sequencing here in Cotuit. That time just leaves it too far away. Now has to really work the corners with a competitive 3-2 pitch.
3-2 the count. Little set at the letters. Here's the pitch. Runners off. That one is driven just foul towards the right side. We'll do it again at 3-2. Runners will be motoring once again. For Little, this here is going to be a big pitch. Could be his final batter of the day. This will be pitch number 60 for him on the evening. Threw 57 in his start at Red Wilson Field last week. Runners will be off. Set at the letters. 2 outs. Here's the 3-2. That one's lifted in the air, out towards right, slicing towards the line. Kern ranging over, still ranging over at the wall. It hits the top of the foul pole, and it is gone. Josh Moylan, by an inch, gets himself his second home run of the summer. And it's a 5-0 ball game as Bourne busts this one open here on the top of the third. That one not hit particularly hard off the bat of Moylan, but it just gets enough to get over the fence. Down that 330 sign of that fair pole in right field.
I'll tell you what, I've never seen a ball like that until last night. I was watching SportsCenter and there was a ball in the KBO. It was a walk-off home run down the left field line off the very top of the foul pole, just like that one bounced. I've seen plenty of balls hit high on the cage, high on the actual pole. I've never seen it hit the actual top
First pitch to Rockefort, foul.
Now
0-1.
I've seen it twice in about 24 hours.
Wow. You never see that. I mean, the batter, Moylan, was pretty much just content on standing at home plate. Because either going to be foul or be a home run. Here's the 0-1. High and tight for a ball, 1-1. Now you get to the point where you're in danger of letting this game slip away. Especially offensively for Cotuit if they can't get the bats going. That one's rolled over, foul, 1-2. And look, there's still a lot of baseball to play tonight. Cotuit's still 7 at-bats. But, the offense has not been surging recently. I mean, they had 7 runs against Falmouth. A lot of them came in quote-unquote garbage time. 1 run last night against Brewster. No runs against Falmouth on Sunday. Here's the 1-2. Down low for a ball, 2-2. But Riley, if anything, bats need to get something. Ever so something in the bottom of the third.
Well, yeah, obviously with a 5-run deficit, something has got to be brewing, and you want the offensive momentum to start tonight.
And that one, the inning swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 tonight for Christian Little, but it does not come with damage done in the frame. 4 runs in the inning on just 2 hits for Bourne. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We played 2.5. We're to the bottom of the third. 5-0 to score. Bourne leads in the Kettleers Digital Network. We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers Digital Network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers Digital Network.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit. Bottom half of the third inning, 5-0 to score. Bourne has the lead over the Cotuit Kettleers. Jake Starr, Tim Crowley, Riley Pay, 4th member of our team, Jenna Meyer, will be joining us in just a little bit. As bottom of the lineup, Cade Kern, 9-1-2, due up here in the frame for the Cats. As Riley, they're just looking for something here, as we said, in the top of the third. Need to start chipping away at this 5-0 deficit. And Cade Kern will settle into the batter's box here. Kern making his first start since Saturday. First pitch to him. Outside for a ball, 0-1. Kern, the 9-hole man in the Kets lineup. Here's the pitch from Sandy. Sails outside for a ball. Similar spot he's missed today. The count's 1-1.
So down 5, what do? You got to stay patient. Especially these right-handed hitters. You got to make Sandy come to you. He's shown really no ability to consistently throw for strikes on that outside part.
Swing and a miss. Counts 1-2. Kern. 154 on the season so far. Does have 3 runs driven in. That one up there. The bat rolled over towards third. Charging Hensler flips the first in time from the grass. And it's in timeout number 1. That'll go down as 5-3 in the book. That'll bring Victor Scott to the plate. Scott walked his first time up. Was picked off between first and second base by the pitcher Will Sandy. Up here now for the second time tonight. Sandy's first pitch to Scott. Down low for a ball. Counts 1-0. One of the count, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. 5-0 to score. Bourne leads. Sandy, the lefty, kicks and deals. That one inside for a ball. Counts 2-0. We're seeing similar again, Tim. They're missing inside to Scott.
It's the same thing again. Scott was brushed back a couple times before the walk his first time through. Now, again, we've seen a lot of that to Scott, and I think it's, again, partially usually because he does stand close to the plate. A little different today because Sandy just doesn't have control on that side of the plate.
2-0 misses down low, 3-0. Scott hits in 4 of his last 5. 1 for 2 on the season so far against the Braves. Infield plays him straight away. Here's the 3-0. Inside ball 4. Scott works his second walk of the day. And it's an important leadoff base runner here for the Cats on Sandy's second walk of the day as well. Tommy Troy out of Stanford, up for the second time today. He lined one out hard to right field his first time up back in the first. One out here in the bottom of the third. Sandy's pitch. Troy swings and fouls it back towards the Cats dugout on the left side. Counts 0-1.
Sandy going off speed that time, and Troy again just has so much forward motion and so much forward velocity coming through with that bat coming through. Just a little on top of it.
0-1 the count, 1 out. Sandy comes set at the belt. Here's the pitch. Troy lifts that one in the air out towards left center field. Slight backing up. So is Nunez. At the track, at the wall. It is gone. Tommy Troy lifts one over the scoreboard for his second home run of the season. And we talked about the Cats needing to get back in it. That's the way to do it. 5-2 Bourne here in the bottom of the third.
Pitching staff has had a couple tough days at Lowell Park the last few days, but what has the offense done? They've responded time and time again. Again, needing to start to chip away at the lead this inning. Tommy Troy gets all over one and sends one over the scoreboard in left center field at Lowell Park. A titanic shot from Troy. Now this is the start that Cotuit needed. Still just 1 out in the inning. To Brooks Baldwin keep it going.
So Brooks Baldwin, the batter now. As we said, Cats just need to find a way to chip away. 1 out in the third, pitch to Baldwin, swung and fouled back off the chain link fence behind home plate. 0-1 to Baldwin. Tommy Troy has been swinging a red-hot bat. Now his hits in his last 4, hitting over 500 in that span as well. It's going to be a steady presence in this Cats lineup this summer. Here's the 0-1. Baldwin lines that one foul down the left field line ever so slightly by maybe an inch. The count's 1-0-2 now to Brooks Baldwin.
So Troy now has 9 hits on the season, 6 of them for extra base hits.
Say that would do pretty good things to your slugging percentage.
I've heard that will play.
Came in today hitting .364, slugging .727. Both those numbers have ticked up a good amount after that home run.
That will play. Absolutely. And talk about timely hitting for Troy as well. His debut with the walk-off home run as well. Just all-around timely hitting, and he's been a fantastic asset to this lineup as of late.
Baldwin found that one back, 0-2.
And he really is such a swing perfectionist. We'll see him during the cage. He's never happy with that final swing. There's always some sort of grunt or yell, and he comes out of the cage and immediately takes like 3 or 4 practice swings.
Baldwin takes that one, 1-2.
It's almost like the one that really stands out in the air is everybody always talks about JD Martinez and the amount of video he watches, the amount of little adjustments, little tactics that he watches in his swing every day. Troy's been doing the same thing.
Baldwin cuts over that one. Strikes out for first time tonight, second strikeout for Sandy. That'll bring Tyler Johnson to the plate now here in the inning. Johnson 0 for 1 today, ground out the second. Well, if you're looking to chip away, maybe perhaps get another run. Here's a guy at the plate that can do that with one swing of the bat. 2 outs here, bottom 3. 5-2 Bourne leads. Cats got 2 back on a Tommy Troy 2-run blast. Sandy from the windup. Here's the pitch. That one's high and tight to Johnson. 1-0 the count. We've seen Sandy miss often. Tight to lefties so far. Infield plays straight away, so does the outfield. Here's the 1-0. Off-speed pitch and hung up there, and that one hit pretty firmly off a car. Third base side of the field. And the count's 1-1. Johnson has the team lead with 5 home runs on the season so far. Here's the 1-1. Just misses outside for a ball. 2-1 the count. Last time the Cats were here, Johnson had a 4 for 4 night. Scored a couple of runs, a double, a home run, 3 runs driven in. Here's the pitch. That's down low for a ball. And that Tommy Troy home run, 418 feet. That ball was absolutely demolished by Troy. Hit it over the scoreboard in left center field. 3-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Johnson, little, swing. I don't think he meant to swing it. Trying to get out of the way of it. The count's 3-2 now with 2 outs. Bottom 3, 5-2 the score. Bourne has the lead. Cotuit just looking to chip away. See if they can get a little bit more back here in the third. Here's the payoff pitch. Johnson rolls over that one to the right side foul. We'll do it again at 3-2. Carter Trice awaits on deck. He's 0 for 1. Hit one hard, though, to the right center gap in the air his first time up. Payoff pitch again. Johnson once again battles it off. We'll do it again full.
And again, really trying to spoil that one. That was a well-located fastball away from Sandy that time. But again, Johnson reaching all the way across the plate just to get enough of the end of the barrel on it. Does spoil, and let's just see another 3-2.
Here's the 3-2 again. That one's lifted in the air out towards right center field. Nunez, Rocafort converge. Rocafort has the call on the catch. That will retire the side in the third. Kets do get 2 back on a hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We've played 3. Tim Crowley's got play-by-play next. 5-2 the score. Bourne leads in the Kettleers Digital Network. Broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers Digital Network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers Digital Network.
We want to hear from you during the game.
Top of the 4th inning here from Lowell Park after 3 innings from Christian Little. It's a new arm for the Kettleers as Will Jacobson enters this one in a 5-2 game with Bourne leading over Cotuit. Lost out Jacobson on Sunday evening. That at Falmouth at Gulf Fuller Field came in relief in that one. Game eventually a 5-0 loss for Cotuit, first of 2 straight wins for the Commodores over another Western Division team. So again, Jacobson making another appearance for the Kettleers, his 6th of the season. So far, 9 1/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 earned runs allowed, 6 strikeouts to 1 walk out of the right-hander from Harvard. Again, has been one of the more leveraged guys. Now we'll try to start in the middle of this game, starting the bridge in the bullpen. So Riley, a little bit of a tough start for Christian Little. Have a couple tough bounces, maybe none more than the bounce off the foul pole off of the bat of Moreland. But since then, 2-run home run for Tommy Troy. The offense starting to chip away. Jacobson just trying to keep things going the way they are with a 0 this inning and eventually give the offense another chance to keep adding on.
Yeah, like you said, that home run given up by Little was just barely inches away and was close on that one. But again, this offense is coming alive. Tommy Troy here in his situational hitting really amplifying what he does best. And Jacobson in a position here to come out and maintain that and let this offense come out and work again. He's one that typically will get about 2 innings out of, so see how long he'll go here.
We get 8-9-1 to start his evening for Cotuit out of the bullpen. The Espinal, Evelyn, and Nunez due up for Bourne in the top of the 4th inning. Again, 5-2 Bourne leads. Jacobson looking to pitch a scoreless frame of relief. Right-hander from the letters deals the first one home. Breaking ball misses up high, 1-0. Troy pinching up the middle just a bit. Little right-handed pull. Brooks Baldwin stands a few feet on the grass at short. Kyle Karros about even in 3 steps back from the bag at third. Jacobson's 1-0. Tip back to the screen. Reaching for that one was Espinal, 1-1 the count. Outfield about regular depth as well. Shadows starting to creep over the left field wall. Same can be said around the area of the base at third. Right on right matchup. Here's the 1-1. Another excuse me swing, just trying to check swing his way out of the way of that one, riding up and in. Does make contact with the bat. Espinal behind 1-2. For the most part before Sunday, Jacobson having a really good season out of the bullpen. Just a couple home run balls, the only blemishes on his resume. Here's his 1-2. Runs that breaking ball too far downstairs. 2-2. Christian Little got the ball, went 3 innings to start for the Kettleers. Will Jacobson, the first arm out of the bullpen. Long pause, kicks with the 2-2. Cut on and miss, breaking ball chases low. Overtop clears himself to the first base side and fires on to complete the 2-3 putout on top of the strikeout. First strikeout for Will Jacobson. There's one down in the 4th inning.
And look, if you're Will Jacobson here, the job is simple. Keep this a 3-run ball game for the next inning or 2 innings or however long he pitches. That's his job because this offense, they can chip away. We saw what happened in the 3rd. A lot of baseball left to play, so just need to keep this where it is right now.
9-hitter Bryce Eblin comes to the plate. First one right on left. Fastball fouled back to the screen. 94 with the fastball from Jacobson. No balls, 1 strike, the count.
Now, Jacobson is one who spent some time here last summer as well, and Tim, you were here as well for that summer. So how have you seen him change compared to this summer and just the different adjustments or transition that he's made?
Give you that after this pitch. Here's his 0-1. Off-speed tipped in the box. Hits off of home plate umpire Tim Carey. Over top behind the plate, but everyone's good. Flicks out a new ball in the 0-2 count. Well, Jacobson was the guy last summer that they brought him in here and expected him to be an immediate impact guy in the rotation. Got the ball in Game 2 of the season at Hyannis following an opening day win in which Justin Mice got the ball. Later drafted into the Pittsburgh Pirates organization a summer ago. But again, Jacobson was a guy that was originally a starter, now back out of relief. 0-2 off-speed pitch, blocked by Obertop. 1-2 the count. And just some of that, using him in a different role because this was a guy that coming in, a lot of leveraged guys to start this season, right? And Kelly, and Brock, and Privet. Jacobson started to pitch his way into that after starting in a middle to long relief role. Now he's been a leveraged guy as well. 1-2, another good block from Obertop. Skips it just in front of the plate. Now for Evelyn, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And I know you can look at the score, 5-2, top 4. Oh, this isn't a leverage spot. This is very much a leverage spot because it's still early enough in the game where Cotuit could easily come back if one swing of the bat, 1 inning, a couple innings. So the leverage here is you have to keep the score the way it is.
Jacobson brings the hands to the letters, 2-2. Chopped back up the middle to the left side. Baldwin charging in, 4-hands it, now fires back across the first. And it's in time on the 6-3 putout to retire Evelyn. 2 down in the inning with no one on. Flips the lineup card back to the top with Elijah Nunez.
And hey, don't want to jinx anything, but a quick inning I think too would help that case and get the bats back to the plate quickly.
So now begins the 3rd time through the order for the Bourne Braves. Nunez, the center fielder on the day, 0-for-2. Popped out to Brooks Baldwin at short his first time up. Struck out swinging his 2nd time through. Jacobson drops the first pitch breaking ball on the outside corner. The ball's 1 strike the count. Victor Scott with a little jump and shimmy, a few steps to his right in center field. Jacobson kicks with the 0-1. Off-speed blooped into center field. Baldwin going out. Scott coming in. It's Baldwin ranging over the shoulder. He makes a fine catch over the left side to make the catch and thus retire the side. Good inning from Will Jacobson out of the bullpen. Gets the side in order. 1-2-3 for Bourne. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. Head to the bottom of the 4th inning where Bourne leads 5-2. Cats bats looking to continue to chip away. It's next on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers digital network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers.
Just as Cotuit did, Bourne will pull its starter after 3 innings of work. That's the end of the day for Will Sandy in a 5-2 game, entering the bottom of the 4th inning. And the first arm out of the Bourne bullpen today going to be the right-hander Mason Pelio out of Boston College. New Hampshire native, keeping his baseball name throughout New England. He's had some Cape League experience in the past. Also pitched with Falmouth as well. Now making his way, staying in the West, pitching with Bourne. He'll mark the first out of the bullpen for Scotlanders here on Thursday afternoon. So again, 3 innings of work from Will Sandy. We'll have you his final line in just a moment. Again, Pelio, the springtime Boston College Eagle, now playing for Bourne this summer. Made a couple starts, including one against Cotuit last summer with Falmouth. Gets another shot at the Kettleers here on Thursday evening. He'll get 5, 6, 7 in the order in Carter Trice, Eddie Park, and Kyle Karros. And Tim Crowley, Jake Starr, Riley Pay. You'll hear from our sideline reporter Jenna Meyer in just a little bit. But Jake, another chance for the Bats, still in the middle of the order to keep things going, continue to chip away, not needing everything back at once.
No, just trying to get another couple runs here. You can get one. Even if you get one here, you got to be feeling good about things. Will Jacobson looked really good. Probably get a couple to a few innings out of him as well. So just have to see what happens.
And Pelio during the spring season in the ACC with Boston College, 1-3 record and 18 2/3 innings pitched, 21 strikeouts to 20 walks. It has been really good for Bourne so far in 5 appearances, 1-0 with a 1.93 ERA, 9 1/3 innings of work, 12 strikeouts to 5 walks. It's a right-on-right matchup to start with Carter Trice. 5-hitter today in the DH spot for Cotuit. First pitch cut on and missed. A little extra velocity from Mason Pelio. 95 on the fastball away, 0-1. Trice in his first at-bat. Gave one a ride to center, but good range from Nunez to his left. Next one on the 0-1. Picked out of the dirt. Very fine play by Moreland to the backhand. Takes it to the bag himself. Retires Carter Trice on the 3 unassisted to begin the 4th inning. So 2 pitches, and Trice is retired. Brings a right-on-left matchup to the plate as Eddie Park digs in. Batting 6th today and playing left field for Cotuit. The shadows continue to creep across on the left side. Pelio's first pitch line back over the stands. No balls, 1 strike to count. Pelio's 0-1. Grounded to the right side. Out of the shift is Evelyn. He shuffles over to his left with the momentum that way. And fires on first to get Park. So 2 quick outs to the right side for Pelio. Good start for him. 2 down. Bases empty for Cotuit. Down 5-2 this inning. Brings Kyle Karros to the plate for the 2nd time tonight. And Karros snapping an 0 for 16 at Brewster yesterday. Good piece of hitting with 2 strikes. Roped a breaking ball over the head of Diaz at short. He comes back up with 2 out and no one on. Takes the first pitch low, scooped out of the dirt by Espinal for ball 1. Karros looking to start a 2-out rally, find his way on for the Kettleers. 1-0 pitch, too much away. Again, Pelio Riley so far is a guy who really trying to work on that fastball velocity. It's come up this summer, back up to 95.
Yeah, fastball velocities looked fantastic, upper 90s on that one, and he's working fast as well. 2 quick outs here.
Karros in 2-0 counts. Guys went to the first base side. That gets foul out of play. Lands in the first couple rows on the Bourne side of the first base bleachers. 2-1 the count, nobody on. With 2 down in the inning. Bourne 5, Cotuit 2. 3rd matchup of these 2 teams here in 2022. Cotuit with 2 wins so far. 1 here at Lowell Park during the home opener. 1 just a few days later at Bourne Park. Karros check swing on the 2-1. Did he go? Yes, he did, says Ronaldo Cochran. 96 with the fastball that time from Pelio. Evens the count at 2. much as the Boston College right-hander have in store in this count. 2-2 from the windup. Pitch misses south of the knees. Karros with a good take there, runs the count full. Should he reach, Jimmy Overtop stands on deck and getting his first start in the Kettleers uniform today. Pelio winds and fires. Chop to the left side, that gets foul. Just past Mike Roberts in the third base coach's box. We'll do the 3-2 again. Karros getting most of the starts at third base following the draft departure of Cam Collier. What a fine defensive third base he continues to play. The 3-2 breaking ball misses down low. Karros takes it for a 2-0 walk, puts a runner on for Cotuit, brings Jimmy Overtop back to the plate for the second time. So backstop out of Michigan, getting his second at-bat of the game so far. He digs in from the right side. Struck out swinging his first time through. That was back in the second inning. Really good at bat from Kyle Karros that time. Works a 2-out walk. He stands off first. Gets a running start. Pitches to strike. Throw down to second is in time to get Karros. It caught stealing that time. Running on the first pitch. Caught stealing on a great throw by Espinal to the glove side of the bag for the second baseman in Eblin. That's how the inning will end. Overtop will come back up when the bottom of the fifth begins in just a little bit. But before that, we've played 4 full here from Lowell Park. 5-2 the score. Bourne leads over Cotuit. Top 5 coming up on the other side of the break right here on the Kettleers Digital Network. And now before we go to that, send it back down to Jenna Meyer for the second time today. Jenna?
Massachusetts State Lottery, Cape Cod 5-cent Savings Bank, Rogers Gray, Cape Destination, Cape Space, Sullivan Tire, Axis Bank.
Wear red and don't forget to bring diapers for the diaper drive that will benefit these veteran families. Back to you, Tim.
Jenna, thanks so much. Again, top 5 coming up on the other side of the break. You're tuned into the Kettleers Digital Network.
Digital Network.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers Digital Network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers.
5-2 the score here in the top of the 5th inning. Second inning of relief for Will Jacobson. Comes in after a scoreless 4th. He gets 2-3-4 in the order. Starts with a red-hot Matt Shaw. Drops the first pitch, breaking ball too low. 1-0 the count. Shaw, big start to his day. Homered in the first inning. Doubled and scored his last time up in the third. 2 for 2 with 2 extra base hits. Here's the 1-0. Chop to the left side. Karros, the short hop. Beautiful pick. Shuffles on to first and a strong throw. And there's the defense that made Karros an all Pac-12 defender back in the spring season. He retires Shaw for the first time today and for the first out of the 5th inning.
Yeah, a little Olay right there by Kyle Karros at third base. Nice play by him. Nice, such a steady presence there for him.
Brings Chris Brito back to the plate. Right on right matchup against Jacobson. Again, the power hitting right-hander out of Rutgers. First pitch to him. Checks off the knob of the bat. Rolls towards the Bourne side. 0-1. Jacobson certainly in a bounce-back performance. Gave up a couple runs the other night in Falmouth. Last saw him on Sunday evening. Now gets back to the Lowell Park mound on Thursday. Drawn an inning and a third so far. Looking to continue this bridge as the first out of the pen for Cotuit. 1-1 fastball. Misses too far upstairs. 2-1 the count. Bourne with a 5-2 lead here in the top of the 5th inning. Jacobson looking to post another 0. 1-1. Breaking ball, cut on and miss. Good action, good change of speeds. Drops Brito down in the count, 1-2. Brito, his first time through 0 for 1, did walk and score his last time up back in the 3rd inning in his first 2 plate appearances. 1-2. Tipped in the dirt. Did Brito hold, or did Overtop hold on to it? They say there was no foul tip. Overtop slaps the tag down, so it will be a strikeout for Jacobson, his 2nd of the afternoon. There's 2 down in the 5th.
5 up, 5 down for Jacobson so far. He's made really quick work of these Bourne hitters. That's what we said you need from him here.
So after Brito, now back-to-back Scarlet Knights coming to the plate as Evan Slight stands in from the left side. Jacobson's first pitch, breaking ball, misses too low. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Slight reaching base in each of his first 2 plate appearances, doubled but was stranded back in the 1st inning. Then was hit by a pitch and came around on the big home run from Moylan off the top of the right field foul pole last time up. 1-0 from Jacobson, goes off speed again, too far downstairs, 2-0 the count. Playing the left-hander straight up across the outfield. Middle infield, Baldwin and Troy, each about a step or 2 onto the outfield grass. 2-0, off speed again. Jacobson yet to give him a fastball, yet to give him a strike. 3-0 the count, with 2 outs in the inning and no one on. Braves with a 5-2 lead as we continue on from Lowell Park in the top of the 5th inning. Jacobson with a quick nod for the sign. Here's his 3-0. Delivers a fastball, misses off the outer edge. It's a 4-pitch walk to Evan Slight. Puts a runner on for Bourne with 2 out, and will bring Wyatt Hensler to the plate.
It's always weird when you see a situation where a pitcher's dealing, then he kind of just turns in and throws a 4-pitch walk. And the big question now becomes, how do you not let that snowball and you get Hensler here and kind of shut things down from there?
So Jacobson does issue a 2-out base runner. Can you work around it with Hensler at the plate from the right side? Again, stands in with the bat high over the head. Quick check on the runner at first. Slight back in plenty of time. Hensler on the day. 0 for 2. One of the outs a little bit more productive than the prior. Had a sac fly to score a run his last time up. Part of a 4-run 3rd inning for Bourne. Here's the first pitch home. Hensler takes the fastball at the letters. Good spot from Jacobson, 0-1. Jacobson in his first inning of work went 1-2-3 through the 8-9-1 spots of the Bourne order. Looking to work around a 2-out base runner here in the 5th. Pauses at the letters. Kicks with the 0-1. Fastball misses too high. Good velocity from Jacobson so far today, Riley. 94 with the fastball. Does miss 1-1.
Yeah, and fastball location is going to be key here. Saw him issue the walk on his off-speed pitch. So going back to that fastball and then just mastering that location is going to be where you see the success, his first strike on that.
Another check back on Slight. He's back ahead with the head first slide. And for Jacobson, just really another get-right outing. He had been so good. The only really blemish he had before Sunday night was the home run by Joe Vitrano that led to a 4-2 win for Harwichshire a couple weeks ago. Long pause at the letters. Deals the 1-1. Breaking ball runs too far inside. Hits that front elbow guard off of Hensler. So back-to-back 2-out base runners puts 2 on for a powerful bat that Bourne had already showcased earlier in the game. Josh Moreland back to the plate for his 3rd time through. Struck out swinging in the 2nd. Homered the 3-run shot off the top of the foul pole his last time up. Part of a 4-run 3rd inning.
Yeah, and for the sake of just Jacobson's outing and for this game, you really need to get this out here. Jacobson's kind of pitched himself into a little bit of trouble here. Really want to bounce back.
So Jacobson will return to the rubber out of the stretch. 2 runners on, 2 out. A 3-run advantage for Bourne here in the 5th inning. 5-2 the score from Lowell Park. Jacobson with an extended bringing of the hands inside move. Just making sure everyone's staying honest on base for Bourne. And Moylan already with a round stripper on the day, as we mentioned. Looking to do some more damage with runners on. This time against Will Jacobson. Long pause from the letters, trying to deal some tempo. First pitch. Sky down into Foul territory, out of play. Rolls down towards the Cotuit batting cages. 0-1 the count. And Moreland entered play today hitting just 156 before belting his second home run of the year. That 3-run shot up to 8 driven in for the first baseman out of ECU. Jacobson's 0-1. Misses low, gets through the 5-hole of Overtop. Didn't find it for a moment. Now has to get back to the backstop. Both runners will stop after a 1-base advancement. But it does put 2 in scoring position now. Slight on third and Hensler on second with 2 down in the inning. And a big spot for Moreland here.
And now you need to really just buckle down here if you're Jacobson. Get this last out. Attack the batter. Give him your best pitch. I know Moreland homered the last time up, but new pitcher here he's going again, so got to be confident in your stuff.
See when Jacobson dials up the fastball, he's been mostly off speed to lefties down in the zone. 1-1. Goes back to the fastball that time, misses away 2-1. Now with runners on base, both in scoring position, a little bit more of a left-handed shift. You'll see Baldwin shade the bag at second, Troy a step or 2 onto the outfield grass. Deeper in the hole on the right side with Johnson back as well. Jacobson looking to make a big pitch. Strand 2 in scoring position. Here's his 2-1. Buries that one low in the dirt. Overtop backhanded to stay in front. And now Jake, a big-time hitter's count for a guy who's already done some damage today for Bourne.
Now you got to be really careful, too, if you're Jacobson. If you're going to throw a fastball, you got to be sure you spot it up well. Can't afford to leave one too much over the fat of the plate, and they won't even challenge him here.
Mike Roberts issuing the free pass and the 3-1 count. Had a base open at first after the wild pitch advanced both runners for Bourne. So it's the 3rd straight base runner to reach this inning, all 3 by way of a hit. Slight work to 2-out walk, followed up by the hit by pitch of Hensler. And now in the 3-1 count, Moreland issued the intentional free pass. So it brings up Roccaforte of Lafayette. First pitch. Misses low. Overtop does snare to his right. The runner coming home. Jacobson with the flip. And in time to get the runner. Not far enough away for Slight to score. A good play by Overtop to handle the ball that corralled to his right. Flips over to Jacobson. And for the second time in as many days, Cotuit nabs a runner on a wild pitch trying to score another run. So that's where the inning comes to an end. Nothing across. After 3 runners reach after 2 outs in the inning, so no runs on no hits, no errors for Cotuit, and 2 left after the lead runner Slight was tagged out at the plate. Halfway home here from Lowell Park, Kettleers bats back to work on the other side of the break. 5-2 Bourne leads heading to the bottom of the 5th on the Kettleers Digital Network.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com. And interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com. And interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers Digital Network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers Digital Network.
8-9-1 due up for the Kettleers in a 5-2 game from Lowell Park. Bourne up 5-2. Looking to make this season series 2-1 after the Kettleers took the first 2 back at the start of the season in mid-June. 1 at Lowell Park and 1 at Dorn Park in Bourne. So it'll be Overtop, Kern, and Scott due up in the inning. Overtop was at the plate when the 4th inning came to a close after Kyle Karras was caught stealing after working a 2-out walk. Again, the right-handed bat doing the catching today for Cotuit out of Michigan. So in case we didn't have enough Big Ten guys in this game, add him on behind the plate. First pitch from Pelio misses down and away, ball 1.
A chance here for the bottom of the Kets lineup to really set the tone here in the inning. Get it back to the top that we already saw put some damage on in the 3rd.
1-0 from Pelio. Fastball misses too high. He's had good velocity today, Riley, but still trying to find that fastball for a strike.
Yeah, great velocity again, 94 on that last one. Just trying to find location here and issue a strike.
Some room up the middle, 2-0. Fastball runs up high again. Pelio trying to find some command to start the 5th inning. Over top, way ahead, 3-0. Assume he'll be taking all the way. Pelio from the windup on the first base side. Delivers the 3-0 pitch, and fastball does find the outside corner. Starts to work his way back, 3 balls and a strike.
That's a good 3-0 pitch. I mean, nonetheless, how the pitcher will kind of rear back and just pump one right over the heart of the plate. Got to give Pelio credit. Still hits a spot with that fastball.
3-1. This fastball runs too far inside. It's a 5-pitch walk, that time to Overtop. Kettleers get the leadoff man on here in the 5th. And brings up the bottom of the lineup in Cade Kern.
So 5th inning, bottom of the lineup up. You're down 3, but this team's really gotten away from the small ball identity. I would not be opposed to Kern laying down a bunt here, get Overtop in scoring position for the top of the lineup.
Especially how well the top 3, again with Victor Scott getting back in the groove, how well they've swung the bats. See what the plan is with Kern. Middle infield pinching just a bit more with second than short. First pitch breaking ball slips out of the hand. Kern ducks low as the count goes to 1-0.
No, it's a curveball. It's always got to be scary as a batter, though, to see a curveball. I mean, no, nothing ill at all about that. Just a curveball got away from the hand of the pitcher, Pelio, but it's still got to be a little scary.
Kern grounded out his first time through. 1-0. Cut on and missed. Good fastball running away from Pelio. 1-1 the count.
Saying he's got the third baseman back in Hensler. I would not be opposed to laying one down. Maybe you even get a hit. Kern's got some speed.
Also with plenty of room if they want to put a hit and run on. With the second baseman and Evelyn pinching up the middle, some room on the right side. 1-1. Slide step from Pelio that time. It's a fastball that misses too far in. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Again, Kern out of Ohio State. So 2 hitters that are usually pretty big rivals during football season trying to team up here in the 5th. 2-1 line back to the screen. Kern trying to do some damage to that pitch away. Just flicks it foul. 2-2 the count.
Sure things wouldn't be too friendly between those two guys the last Saturday in November usually.
One of the most highly anticipated college football games of the year. Circled on the calendar whenever the schedule comes out. Pelio shakes off a sign as he looks in. Now finds what he likes and comes to a set. Now before a check back at first. Overtop back in plenty of time. So this year I believe is back in Columbus, right?
Where was last year?
Because it was the snow game. Was it the snow game last
Sure,
year?
I would just ask Ryan. Ryan's our expert here.
The game is in Columbus this year.
The shoe.
2-2. Cut on and miss. 95 with the fastball. Pelio overpowers Kern. First strikeout since entering for the BC right-hander. And it'll be 1-on, 1-out in the inning. As Victor Scott comes back to play. I'm trying to remember which game, because I'm trying to remember, it feels like it's so long ago that I'm like just completely overshadowing the Michigan-Ohio State game last year. Was that the game that Haskins like totally went off?
Yes.
So before the first pitch to Victor Scott, we'll have a pinch runner for Overtop down at first. It's going to be Caleb Lomavita. One of, again, multiple catchers currently on the roster for Cotuit. He's been here since opening day. Lomavita comes in a pinch run. Presumably will take over defensively as well when the 6th inning commences. But for now, 1-on, 1-out in the inning. Scott has reached base in each of his first 2 plate appearances on the afternoon. Walked in the first, walked and scored in the 3rd inning. Got on before Tommy Troy 2-run home run. First pitch to Scott. Fastball misses just a little low. Left side of the infield for Bourne, particularly in Hensler looking around saying, not sure where that one missed, but count continues 1-0. Cotuit down 5-2 here in the 5th inning. Looking to continue to chip away after 2 runs in the 3rd. Right on left, Pelio to Scott. Slide step 1-0. Popped high on the infield. Off with the helmet is Espinal. He ranges towards the Cotuit dugout, calls for the ball himself. Ranges back and takes it. The throw back down to first to Lomavita, who had tagged and was dancing off the base. He is back ahead of the tag. So gets the attention of Espinal, but keeps himself on. Scott pops out to the catcher, 2 down in the inning. Lomavita remains on first. Tommy Troy making his way to the plate.
Great job by Espinal. I mean, I'm sure the crowd might have picked up on it. We heard it. I got it. Great communication between Espinal and Hensler, catcher in third.
Troy stands in from the right side. We're going to keep the momentum of his last at-bat where he blasted a 2-run home run 418 feet, clearing the scoreboard in left center at Lowell Park. First pitch from Pelio, breaking ball, tails too far down and away. 1-0 the count. There are a good amount of fans in left center, particularly of the younger variety. Wonder which one of them won the foot race to that one.
Might have been more of a scavenger hunt than a foot race, if we're being honest. All the trees back there.
Troy choked up on the bat, 1-0. A little behind a fastball running in on his hands. Flips it foul at 96. Pelio with his hardest fastball so far this afternoon evens the count at 1. Troy has played a marvelous second base, both with the bat as well as his defense, since taking over that spot last week. 1-1. Drills that one to deep left. Moving back is slight at the wall. He looks up, and this one's gone as well. 2 at-bats and 2 home runs for Tommy Troy after a hard-hit lineout his first time through. Man, is he seeing the ball well. Another extra base hit over the last 2 games. And Cotuit continues to creep closer. The lead for Bourne down to 1, 5-4.
Tommy Troy, have yourself a day. You know those graphics they make on NFL Sundays, like the Have a Day graphics? Tommy Troy deserves one of those for the night he's having. 2 2-run shots. He's going to single-handedly will the Cats back into this one.
Would love to see the combined distances of the 2 rockets that Troy has hit today. One to left center. That one closer to straightaway left. The middle infielder out of Stanford flexing some muscle here on Thursday evening. First pitch into Brooks Baldwin. Jams him a little bit. He skies that one over the press box. No balls, 1 strike to count. So now 5-4 and 4 RBIs. All 4 runs today driven in by Tommy Troy by way of 2 2-run homers.
And he's a bat that when it's hot, it's hot. And you saw that in his debut day as well, a double, triple, and a home run. And now back-to-back home runs for him here. When he's on, he's unbeatable. And it's fantastic to see.
A 1 to Brooks, misses up and away, evens the count at 1. Baldwin so far today, single and a walk, extended his lead in the hits category with his 31st base knock of the year. Pelio's 1-1. Baldwin to the right side, took a big hop and over the glove of Boylan, who had already reached out. Baldwin taking a big turn around first to throw into second, not in time. He slides in safely, ball tips off the glove of the shortstop Shaw. So a couple strange bounces for Bourne. Does lead for another extra base hit. Second straight this inning for Cotuit, this time by way of a double for Brooks Baldwin.
It almost feels like the momentum is certainly shifting back the Cats' way. And you can maybe feel Bourne starting to press a little bit. Starting to see what they ruled that, whether it's a hit or an error. Still only 1 error on the scoreboard, so would they really rule that a double on that awkward of a carom? We'll have to see.
Because again, you can't really rule an error there.
Yeah, I'm going to take the double.
So while it may not, again, Pierre's 1, doesn't go down as 1 in the book with hard contact. First pitch to Tyler Johnson, fastball misses just off the outer edge. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Conversation back and forth between home plate umpire Tim Carey and Scott Landers sitting in a folding chair next to the dugout. Now a little bit of a conversation. Not really sure what the conversation was. There was no really close play at second. The ball tipping off the glove. So interested to see what the conversation is here.
I'm going to say Baldwin maybe knocked the ball out of the glove. I mean, Landers is not happy. And Tim Carey is having no part of it. Got a warning, too.
So warning issued to Scott Landers. And again, conversation between him and his assistant coaches back and forth with Tim Carey. And again, maybe a little discrepancy on who was yelling at who, but again, a warning issued to the Bourne skipper. 1-0 the count to Tyler Johnson as Baldwin dances off second. 1-0. Line to right field. That gets through the hole for a base hit and takes a big hop off the outfield grass. The throw to the plate as Baldwin comes home is not in time up the third base line. And just like that, we are tied in the 5th inning by way of an RBI single from Tyler Johnson.
Well, we talked about chipping away, Riley. They need to chip away. A couple Tommy Troy tanks, and Brooks Bowen and Tyler Johnson doing what they do best, and we got a brand new ball game.
A culmination of some fantastic bats for this team, and you saw the excitement with Johnson right there. You saw him jump up and down a little bit after that hit. That was enough to score a run, and this is exactly what you need to start chipping away and start this ball game back at the top.
Chip, chip, chip away is exactly what the Kettleers did with 2 runs in the third, now 3 in the fifth to tie it after Bourne took what seemed like at the time a commanding 5-1 lead back in the middle of the third inning. Since then, Cotuit flexing some muscle, a couple of big extra base hits, 2 big flies from Tommy Troy, and Tyler Johnson just continues to come up in the clutch moments. That time ties the game up with an RBI single to right. He now stands off first with 2 down, as Pelio digs back in to face Carter Trice from the right side. First pitch. Breaking ball skips away from Espinal. Good read from Johnson. He advances down into scoring position on the wild pitch. 1-0 the count to Carter Trice. Single can now give Cotuit the lead. So big spot for Carter Trice here in this right-on-right matchup. Again, 3 runs across in the inning for Cotuit. 2 on the home run from Tommy Troy, his second of the day. And then Tyler Johnson delivering the game-tying single to right to score Brooks Baldwin. Flaps on the third base side from the Cotuit faithful. Here's the 1-0. Trice gets on top of one to left center. Moving back is Slight. He settles under it in the shadows and makes the catch to retire the side on a loud third out off the bat from Carter Trice. But not before Cotuit evens the score here in the 5th inning. In the frame for Cotuit, it's 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors committed for Bourne. And a runner left at second. That's Tyler Johnson. All tied up at 5 in a brand new ball game from Lowell Park. Top 6 coming up on the other side of the break. Bourne and Cotuit even here on the Kettleers.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers digital network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers digital network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers digital network.
Lone defensive substitution entering the 6th inning, Caleb Lomavita. Going to take over behind the plate after pinch running last inning for Jimmy Obertop, who led off the inning with a walk. So now a brand new ball game here in the top of the 6th inning for Cotuit. It'll be time for the 3rd arm of the day for the Kettleers. Second out of the bullpen after 2 solid innings from Will Jacobson of scoreless ball. Did not allow a hit in those 2 frames. And again, more great work from the right-hander out of Harvard, really settling into his own as a reliever here in Cotuit. For him tonight, 2 hits, no hits allowed. 2 innings, no hits allowed. With no runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. And it's going to be the 3rd arm of the night for Cotuit, as we mentioned, second out of the bullpen. This one going to be calling for Carson Swilling. Again, joined the team a few days ago. Looks to deliver a scoreless frame as Cotuit looks to continue to get back in this game. Already tied it up. He looks to give this team much needed boost out of the bullpen again after 2 strong innings from Jacobson. Going to be the right-hander out of Alabama, the native, and pitching at Auburn. 6'1", 195 pounds. Pitched an inning so far for Cotuit. That was back on July 4th. Did not allow a hit or a run. Walked, run, and struck out none against Falmouth in an eventual 10-7 loss for the Kettleers. Jake, second appearance for Swilling. What are we looking for here in the 6th?
I mean, same thing that we saw from Jacobson, just keep the lead. And I said, I feel like the momentum has shifted back to Kett's way. So you might see these Bourne hitters maybe start to try and press a little bit. And that's something as a Kett's pitching staff you can really take advantage of.
And it will be the bottom 3rd of the order in Rocafort, Espinal and Eblin. Again, Rockefort was up last inning when Bourne had the bases loaded with 2 outs. For the second straight night, ball gets to the right of the catcher. Last night it was Mictus. Tonight it was Overtop. Runner tries to break from third. Pitcher does a good job getting off the mound. Slaps the tag on the runner at home. No runs across. And another threat ended by more hustle from the battery on the fields for Cotuit. First pitch home, missed a little inside. 1-0 the count. As Rockefort stands in from the left side. Holds the bat high over the head and the left shoulder. Big swing on that one. Good off-speed pitch from Swilling, evens the count at 1. Slightest of left-handed shifts. Baldwin towing the outfield grass at short. Troy a couple steps in the right field. 1-1. Looped in a shallow center field. Baldwin going out. He's got a beat on it. Reaches up over the left shoulder and makes the catch. We're out number 1 of the inning. Swilling gets the first batter he faces. Retire him in the 6th.
It's cool watching Brooks Baldwin kind of field those like blooper pop flies from the shortstop position because he plays it so well like he's an outfielder, and he's just fielded those with such ease so far.
I was going to say the same thing. You watch him at shortstop today, but he's also making a lot of catches in the outfield as well. Just shows the versatility that he has, and he can go back and forth either way.
First pitch to Espinal. Taps foul in the box. No balls, 1 strike. The count. 2 strikeouts so far on the afternoon for the Bourne catcher. One of the looking variety. Then last time swinging. Finished off on the 2-3 putout. Over the top down to Tyler Johnson. 5-5 even here in the 6th inning. After Cotuit roared back with 3 to tie the game in the home half of the 5th. Swilling from the windup, 0-1. Big bending breaking ball from that time. Just misses a little out and away. 1-1 the count. Swilling shakes off a sign on the first base side of the rubber. Deals the next one home. 2-1 the count after the fastball misses away. Two scoreless innings of relief from Will Jacobson. Swilling trying to follow that up. 2-1. Breaking ball didn't snap that one all the way down. Now a hitter's count for Espinal. 3-1 with 1 out in the inning, no one on. 5-5 the score. Tied. Swilling's delivery. Fastball laced to the left side. That gets through the hole for a base hit. Takes another big hop off the edge of the infield dirt and the edge of the outfield grass. It's a 1-out single for Espinal, his first of the afternoon, and puts the runner on first with 1 out as Bryce Evelyn comes to the plate in the 9 hole.
So Tommy Troy, 2 home runs today. He's done that 1 other time in his 2 years at Stanford. June the 3rd against Binghamton. First game of the NCAA tournament for Stanford. It was a 20-7 win over Binghamton University. And Troy hits 2 home runs in that ball game.
So moves Swilling to the stretch. Quick check on the runner at first. Back in time. Is Espinal after a 1-out single. Evelyn on the day. Again, the middle infielder out of Alabama. Couple groundouts. 1 to the left side, 1 to the right. First pitch from Swilling. Fastball too far upstairs. Looking to find some control. 1-0 the count. Yesterday, to end the game, we had a mini installment of the Bean Pot. Today, a mini installment of the Iron Bowl. 1-0. Off-speed line into right center field. Scott moving over to his right. It's going to fall between him and Kern. In for a base hit. Gets back into Troy. Only up to second advances Espinal. With back-to-back singles in the inning from the 8-9 spots in the Bourne order. Put runners on base with just 1 out in the inning as Elijah Nunez will make his way to the plate for the 4th time.
And no, lucky only hold that 1-1. That one kind of died quickly. But back to this game real quick. That same game, Tommy Troy 4 for 5, 4 runs scored, 5 RBI. Eddie Park 3 for 5, 2 runs scored. And also Max Meyer pitched an inning in relief and finished the game out for the win over Binghamton.
Swilling checks the runner twice at second, kicks the first one home. Fastball low, extra pop at 91, but does miss away. 1-0 the count. Nunez out of TCU playing center field in the leadoff spot today. Slightly rests the bat over the left shoulder. 1-0 home. Fastball finds the inside corner. Good adjustment pitch from Swilling. Evens the count. Runners on first and second. One out in the inning. Still tied at 5 from Lowell Park. 1-1. Changeup turns over, but turns over too far out of the zone on the outer half of the plate. 2-1 the count. Scott a few steps over to his right and center. Some room to work in the right center gap for the lefty. A nod to second with the 2-1. Pitch buried in the dirt. Lomavita up out of the crouch after the backhand. Now another hitter's count with Nunez. Swilling certainly does not want to load the bases, especially in front of Matt Shaw, who has been red hot as of late. And already a couple big hits today. 3-1. Stays too far upstairs. That's a walk issue to Nunez. The bases will load for Bourne. And here comes Matt Shaw.
The issue of this inning is really the spin. Sterling has struggled to get out ahead of these batters. And now you've given up a couple of singles, a walk. Now you load him up for Matt Shaw. Who, unfortunately got the ground out last time. Roberts coming out now with Max Myers. We just mentioned warming up in the bullpen. We'll see if he goes to him here or it's going to be Carson Swilling's batter to get.
Again, we've seen a couple times so far with a reliever warming up, really especially, Jake, in the last week, that Roberts will go out to kill some time, give him a couple extra pitches, and then only after that make the move to the pen. We'll see if that's another one of these situations. Again, Swilling working himself into some trouble here in the 6th inning. Got the first batter, Rockford, to pop out to Brooks Baldwin. Since then, back-to-back singles followed up by a walk. And with the bases loaded and 1 out, that is going to be the day for Carson Swilling. So a new arm coming out of the bullpen for Cotuit, the 4th of the afternoon for the home team. I'll tell you more about him. We get to the line on Swilling when we come back in just a moment. Top 6 tied at 5 on the Kettleers Digital Network.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers Digital Network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers Digital Network.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers Digital Network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers Digital Network.
Well, in his early Cotuit career, Max Myers worked out of a couple of jams and entered some pretty crowded spots on the base paths. Today, more of the same. He enters with the bases loaded and 1 out in the top of the 6th inning, a 5-5 tie between Bourne and Cotuit as the right-hander out of Stanford makes his way in. The sidewinder from the Pac-12. And now it's another big jam with the bases filled with Braves and a huge hitter in Matt Shaw making his way to the plate. Tim Crowley, Jake Starr, Riley Pay, and Jake, a guy in Shaw who's been red hot, top 10 in the league in batting average entering today. Already a home run and a double, 2 runs scored. How does Meyer have to carefully navigate him with nowhere to put him?
I mean, look, infield's going to come up here. Perfect situation is you get a ground ball, try and turn 2, but look, I'm not saying you want to give up a run, but the way the offense is producing today, if you give up 1 run for an out and can get out of the inning at just that, I don't think that's the worst situation in the world. So try and limit the damage as much as you can economically.
Infield does come in all the way around with 1 out. Force out any base. Myers' first pitch. Fastball finds the knees. 0-1.
And that's something Swilling really struggled with, was getting ahead of these batters. You've got to get ahead of these Bourne batters and let you be the one in control as opposed to them.
Troy continues to creep in at second. Everyone else on the infield grass. Meyer flips the 0-1. Pitch misses too far down and away. Lomavita with a good backhand to keep it in front, 1-1. Good Meyer so far in 2 appearances, yet to give up an earned run. Just 2 hits allowed in 2 2/3, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. One's across the scoreboard. Ball a strike, 1 out. Meyer with a long peer in as he usually does. Here's the 1-1. Sits back foul, looked like it maybe got a piece of Lomavita. Everyone's okay. 1-2 the count.
That's a big strike, too. Now, if you're Meyer, what do you go to? What's your best put-away pitch here? That's what you got to give the Shaw.
And again, Meyer, a master of tempo. There's Meyer, the maestro on the mound, trying to control as he comes to a long set. 1-2. Tips foul off the mask of Lomavita. Will do the 1-2 again.
So close.
That long bending breaking ball coming from the side delivery. Those sidearm to submarine angles that Mike Roberts loves to execute out of his bullpen year in and year out. Every summer he returns to Cotuit. Found another one in Meyer. He looks to get out of a big jam and give some life to the offense for Cotuit, who continues to battle throughout the course of the afternoon with the game tied at 5. The 1-2. Driven into center field, sends Scott back on his horse to his right, moving up. It's off the base of the wall. And that one looks like it's a ground rule double. So 2 runs will come around to score for Bourne. That one hopping over the wall. And the Matt Shaw show continues from Lowell Park. His 3rd extra base hit of the day. He drives in 2 more, and Bourne regains the lead, 7-5.
Yeah, and honestly, Cats are lucky that one got over the fence, because if that one just hops and hits off the wall, you probably see Nunez score. So, not what you wanted there. 2 more runs, both go to the line of Carson Swilling. Cats down by 2. Not insurmountable, but you really need to keep it at that. And you got 2nd and 3rd, only 1 out.
Matt Shaw just continues to mash from the right side. And now again, another big RBI threat up to the plate, and Chris Brito with 2 in scoring positions, still just 1 out in the inning. 2 runs across for Bourne in the frame, looking for more with the infield in. Meyer's first delivery. Driven into right center field, moving Kern back, that's going to split the outfielders and go to the wall, and 1 hops it. Coming in from 3rd is Nunez, Shaw right behind him. Brito into 2nd with a stand-up double. It's a 4-run frame thus far for the Braves, taking a 9-5 lead on back-to-back doubles from the Big Ten men and Shaw and Brito.
I mean, look, it all stems back to the beginning of the inning, not being able to get ahead of batters. They struggled to do that. You gave them hitters counts. They got guys on base. You get guys on base, high leverage situations, margin for error is so low. More pressure on the pitchers and does that. You got to be able to get those first pitch strikes over no matter what pitch you're throwing, and we're seeing the results of that backfire.
Brito and Shaw coming up big when it matters for the Braves today after Cotuit seemed to have taken the momentum back by tying the game in the 5th. Braves respond with 4 of their own here in the top of the 6th inning. Brito leads off 2nd, first one in, driven into left field off the bat of Slight for a base hit. Brito's going to be held at 3rd, get throw back in by Park. Brito beats Karros on the foot race back to 3rd. And another hit in the inning, 4 allowed by the Kettleers. And now 5 straight reaching for Bourne. Puts runners on the corners with 1 out. And Wyatt Hensler back to the plate from the right side. So Meyer inherited quite the jam with the bases loaded and 1 out. Bourne has taken advantage and then some since that point. Again, make that 6 straight in a row to reach for the Braves this inning. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Right on right. Meyer finally deals. Breaking ball cuts across. Good spot, good movement. 0-1. Again, 2 of those 4 runs charged to Carson Swilling. Meyer gives up the 2 inherited and is given up 2 cents. Can he end the damage here? Hunched over. Hands at the belt. 0-1. Good breaking ball that time. Cut on and missed. Hensler out in front. Meyer ahead 0-2.
And it goes back. You're up 1-2 in the count to Matt Shaw, and you just couldn't get a put-away pitch to him. Now, I mean, look, he's one of the best hitters in this league and the Big Ten, but he's got to be able to get those put-away pitches when you get 2 strikes. It's something the staff has really struggled with the last week.
Meyer ahead 0-2, looking for a big second out. Winds and fires. Breaking ball popped on the right side. Troy ranging out, coming back onto the infield dirt. He makes the catch. Runners retreat to the corners and a big second out. Meyer just needs 1 more to limit the damage after 4. Already coming across in the inning for the Braves.
Moylan will be the 9th batter to come to the plate this inning. Got to get this out here and keep it a 4-run game. Because any more than that, then one swing of the bat can no longer tie it.
Moylan digs back in. First baseman out of ECU. Looking for more in his 4th plate appearance. Meyer with the slow set. Delivers the breaking ball in. Good cut on and miss. Runs the breaking ball in on the hands of the lefty. Swings underneath the ball. No balls and 1 strike. Braves taking all the momentum that Cotuit had in the bottom of the 5th after tying the game at 5 and ripping it right back in the top half of the inning. Meyer with the long pause, kicks the 0-1. Breaking ball driven to right field. Kern has a beat on it. Battling the sun, ranges to his left and makes the catch to finally retire the side for Bourne in the inning, but not before 5 runners reach, followed by a 6th in order as a part of an inning that plates 4 runs for Bourne on 5 hits. No errors committed by Cotuit and 2 runners left for the Braves. But the Braves get 4 back. Cotuit has trailed by 4 today, did come back with 4 unanswered to tie. Can the offense do it again? Chipping away part 2 will have to start in the bottom half of this inning. 9-5, Bourne leads over Cotuit, heading to the bottom of the 6th on the Kettleers did
Work.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers digital network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers digital network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers digital network.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers digital network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers digital network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers.
Third arm of the evening for Bourne, this time out of the bullpen. There'll be another right-hander in Anthony Arguelles. Staying in the ACC, formerly of Miami, now transferring to Virginia Tech. There'll be another arm out of the pen for Bourne after 2 innings from Mason Pelio. Wants to continue to attack with a 4-run lead. First pitch in Eddie Park. Fastball missed a little high of the letters. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Arguelles will get 6, 7, 8 in the order. The Park, Karros, and Loma Vida due up against the new right-hander. From the windup, 1-0. Breaking ball misses too far downstairs. Park with a patient approach so far, 2-0 the count to the Stanford outfielder. In the spring season, 2-0 with a 4.82 ERA for the right-hander in 18 2/3 innings with the Hurricanes. 2-0 fastball misses low again. Park and hitters count. 3-0. Arguelles yet to throw a strike.
Well, look, we said it before, we'll say it again. Bats need to get going. They got to get going quickly.
3-0. Taking all the way. Fastball paints the outside corner. 3-1.
And because the other issue becomes sunlight. About an hour 10, an hour 15 from now, that becomes a concern. We've yet to play 6, so got to start thinking about that too.
Arguelles to Park. Misses downstairs until we lead off walk to the inning for Eddie Park. Finds first base on just 5 pitches. Puts the leadoff man on for Cotuit with Kyle Karros coming to the plate.
And look, everyone's got to do it too. You can't just rely on Tommy Troy, who's got 4 of the 5 RBI today. Everyone has to contribute. And that just comes with good at-bats. Like Eddie Park right there, 1 an at-bat.
And top third of the order has been sensational today for Cotuit. Reaching base 6 times out of 9 plate appearances together as Karros takes the first pitch in for strike 1. How can the 4 through 9 spots in this order make an impact and take the pressure off, as this team will have to chip away? Down 4 for the second time today. Came back once. Can they do it again? Check on Park back ahead of the throw. Arguelles, 2 years at Miami before the transfer to Virginia Tech. Some summer ball experience in the Valley Baseball League. Last summer with Woodstock, 2-0 with a 3.38 ERA. Out of the stretch, a 1 fastball fouled back to the screen by Karros, drops down 0-2. Karros takes back in from the right side. Some room to work on the right side of the infield. Arguelles sets at the belt. Kicks with the 2-strike delivery. Fastball way too high. A big jump out of the squat that time from Espinal. Able to save it as the fastball rides upstairs. 1-2.
And once again, just trying to win some at-bats here. Karros already has a walk today. Down 1-2. Got to protect here. Just off speed.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Karros. Delivers. Breaking ball and swing chopped foul just to the outside of the third base bag. Arguelles again that time changing up with the breaking ball after giving Karros a steady diet of fastballs. 1-2 remains the count. Karros on the day so far. Reached on an error his first time up. Then walked in the 4th, but then immediately caught stealing on the next pitch. Good throw down from Espinal to second to get the UCLA product. 1-2. Another fastball upstairs. Espinal quickly up to get it again. Count evens at 2. Karros has been due for a big hit. Can he deliver a big swing with the bat to start to chip into a 4-run deficit? Long pause from Arguelles. Another check at first. Park back ahead of the throw. 9-5 Bourne leads. 2 separate 4-run innings for the Braves. 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the top of the 6th. 2-2 from the righty. Karros chops it slowly to the left side. Long play coming in for Shaw. He fires back across the body to first. And a strong throw on the 6-3 putout does get Karros, while Park moves to second. So man in scoring position for Cotuit, with 1 out in the inning, brings Caleb Loma Vida to the plate for the first time today.
And it's basically as good as a bunt too there, but now you got to try to get this at least run home and go from there.
So Loma Vida up from the right side. He's got some room to work on the opposite side of the infield. He's had a good job so far this season, being able to poke the ball the other way whenever he needs to. Would love to do it here with a runner in scoring position. First pitch to him. Fastball drills the outside corner. Good spot from Arguelles. No balls, 1 strike the count. Loma Vida pinch ran for Obertop after he reached to begin the 5th inning. A frame in which Cotuit played at 3 to tie the game at the time, 5-5. Park jabs off second. Next one home. Breaking ball loops down the middle. Lomavita down in the count 0-2.
Lomavita's been so good at poking balls the other way. Approach here's got to be choke up on the bat, shorten things up, try and find that hole between first and second.
Score tied at 5. What does Lomavita have down 0-2? Inside move brings Park back to the base at second. Arguez trying to continue the bridge to the 9th inning for Bourne. Quick check, second 0-2 breaking ball. It's foul over the first base side. We'll do it again.
And that was a good adjust too, right there by Lomavita. Got a breaking pitch, kind of just poked it the other way.
Long peer in from the Virginia Tech righty to the Cal backstop. 0-2. Cut on and miss. Breaking ball chase low. First base not occupied, so the throw down to first isn't in time to get Lomavita. It's a strikeout followed by a 2-3 putout. Park does not advance from second. It's the first strikeout for Arguez. There's 2 down in the inning. We'll get a pinch hitter in the spot of Kate Kern. And for the first time since arriving in Cotuit, we'll see the recently deemed national champion Calvin Harris.
Calvin Harris, who listed as a catcher, but can also play outfield. So we'll see if maybe he goes into right field for Kate Kern or maybe another spot in the outfield, because he's a bat you want to have in the lineup. Had a big home run back in the College World Series as well. Hit .336 this year for Ole Miss.
One makes his impact on music. One makes his impact in the Ole Miss order. First pitch, Harris takes low for ball 1. Stands from the left side with Park on second after a leadoff walk. 10 outs to play with for Cotuit, barring any sunlight interfering with that. Looking to chip away. Double nod to second, delivers the 1-0. Harris skies one to right field. It's shallow. Coming in is Rockefort, but it's instead Evelyn who makes the catch. Cotuit leaves a man in scoring position to end the frame. In the inning for Cotuit, no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 run to the left. That's Eddie Park. We've played 6 from Lowell Park, 9-5 Bourne leads. And once again, we'll throw it down to our sideline reporter, Jenna Meyer. Jenna?
Thanks so much, Tim. Besides being very busy here at Lowell Park, the Kettleers are out in the community, and there is another opportunity for you to meet your favorite Kettleers and head coach Mike Roberts. Reading and story time with the Kettleers is every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. at the Cotuit Library, and you can stop by for autographs and story time with the team. Back to you, Tim.
Jenna, thanks so much. Again, the Kettleers really getting involved in the community as they usually do, especially over the course of the last week. Coach Roberts out reading at the Cotuit Library. And again, make sure to see plenty of your Kettleers both on the field at Lowell Park and all throughout the village, really getting involved in this wonderful community. It's going to be a pitching change from Lowell Park. Get you another arm out of the bullpen, this time another right-hander. Get you his bio when we come back in the top of the 7th. 9-5 Bourne leads on the Kettleers Digital
Network.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers Digital Network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers.
Fifth arm of the night for Cotuit. Another newcomer over the last few days. It's Cameron Wagner. Again, out of Eastern Michigan. Yet another appearance for the Kettleers. 2 so far this summer. 1 in a total of an inning. 2 hits allowed, an earned run, a strikeout, and a walk. So he gets back to work here on the Lowell Park mound. Looking to keep the deficit just at 4 for the Kettleers, who, when the bottom of the 7th commences, have 9 outs to spark another rally and erase a 4-run deficit for the second time today. After 9 hitters came to the plate in the 6th inning, it's 7-8-9 in the order for Bourne, and Rockefort, Espinal, and Eblin due up against the right-hander at 6'5" out of Eastern Michigan. First pitch from Wagner finds the top of the zone with the fastball for strike 1.
So we got Calvin Harris in right field after he pinch hit for Cade Kern. Another strong bat at the bottom of the lineup.
0-1. Cut on and missed. Good velocity that time. 94 past the bat of Rockefort. Wagner feeling it early. 0-2. Again, Harris, a guy that has some catching experience as well, but Ole Miss loved his bat so much he started learning some new positions to keep his bat in the order. 0-2. Cut on and missed. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and the first K for Cam Wagner in this game. 96 with the fastball past the bat of Rockefort. 1 down in the 7th.
And I'm interested to see how that backstop position works for the Cats, because got a guy, Calvin Harris, Caleb Lomavita, 2 guys who aren't draft eligible. You have a couple of draft eligible guys in Mickness and Obertop, so we'll see what happens with those 2. So it's going to be a crowded room that kind of has to find itself this next week or 2.
Right on right. Espinal swings through the first one. Good breaking ball from Wagner as it rolls to the backstop past Lomavita, but no one on, no foul. No balls, 1 strike the count. Slight left-handed shift. You see Baldwin and Troy each considerably moving to their right at their respective infield positions. 0-1 from Wagner. Jammed into shallow center field. Scott takes just a couple steps in, makes the run on the jog, makes the catch on the jog. And there's 2 down in the 7th.
Only thing missing there from Scott was a little gallop at the end.
Hard to, usually reserved, right, for
Close games, big plays.
no score, head in the game, down 4, probably not going to whip it out. So routine play for Scott as he makes the catch on the run. 2 quick outs for Wagner as he gets Bryce Eblin, the left-handed hitting second baseman out of Alabama. First pitch. Fastball misses too high. Riley, another power arm today with some good velocity. But for all of them so far, it's come down to how well can they locate that pitch for a strike.
Yeah, good velocity on his fastball as well. 95 on that last one. All about location here.
1-0 to the left side. Under the glove of Baldwin as he lays out a short through the hole in left field. So another 2-out base runner tonight for Bourne as Eblin reaches with a single through the left side. Flips the lineup card back to the top with Elijah Nunez.
Another hit there for Bryce Eblin as well. Just hits number 7 and 8 on the season for him. He's starting to find his stroke. And Eblin's really good. I mean, shortstop who comes away of Alabama. Has had a couple of good years for the Crimson Tide. A strong summer ball last year as well.
2 outs with a runner on first. Quick check on him. Eblin back with the head first slide into the bag. So Wagner got the first 2 in order. Strikeout of Rockefort. Espinal flew out to center with Victor Scott, and then the opposite field single from Eblin. Back to the top. First pitch fastball runs too far inside on Nunez. 1 ball, no strikes. Wagner, the 5th arm of the day for Cotuit, 4th by way of the bullpen. Trying to post a 0 in the 7th as Eblin leads off first. Stays put. 1-0 laced down the left field line, twirling foul off the netting that extends past the Cotuit dugout. 1-1. Again, 9-5 the score. Braves taking the lead back after Cotuit tied in the 5th with a 4-run 6th. 1-1 fastball misses away. Nunez staying patient. 2-1. Got another right-hander out of Eastern Michigan. Some of his predecessors have had success in that transaction. 2-1. Fastball misses away again. Nunez in a hitter's count. 3-1. Justin Mice, the name we talked about earlier in the broadcast, again was the 2021 opening day starter for Cotuit. Got the ball in an eventual win over the Wareham Gatemen. Mice pitched himself to a contract with the Pittsburgh Pirates. 3-1. Fastball too far upstairs. In another inning where back-to-back runners reach with 2 outs. Single from Eblin, walk from Nunez. Brings matchup back to the plate with more runners in scoring position. Already a massive day for him. Couple RBIs. He's scored 3 times on 3 extra base hits.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's those 2 out base runners that are going to kill you, especially when you're cruising so well, and then all of a sudden you give a couple free passes, couple hits, and it takes one swing of the bat to break it open.
First pitch right on right. Breaking ball too far downstairs away. 1-0. That .316 average that Shaw entered with, 6th best in the CCBL. That'll go up more than a couple points after tonight. 1-0. Lined it to deep right field, moving Harris back, still ranging back towards the fence, and it's gone. Matt Shaw continuing to demolish pitch after pitch here at Lowell Park on Thursday evening. Now 4 hits on the night, all 4 for extra bases, and this one his 2nd homer of the night, a 3-run shot. And Bourne blowing it open here at Lowell Park, now lead 12-5.
Matt Shaw will have a day. 4 runs scored, 4 extra base hits, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 6 runs driven in. There's a reason why he was first team All Big Ten, and seeing why right now.
So Wagner did a good job getting the first 2 in order. Bourne responds with a single, a walk, and then the 3-run bomb opposite way by Matt Shaw. First pitch, 97 miles an hour. Wagner, a little extra frustration, reaching back to blow that fastball past the bat of Chris Brito, 0-1. 12-5 Bourne leads. 7 unanswered runs over the last 2 frames. A 1 breaking ball drops in. Good spot from Wagner away. Ahead 0-2. Bourne bats really coming to life here in the 3rd installment of the season series. 0-2 from Wagner. Breaking ball called, strike 3 across the outer half. 2nd strikeout of the inning for the Cotuit reliever, and it does bring the frame to an end. But not before Bourne continues to add on runs. 3 runs in the inning on 2 hits. No errors and none left for Bourne. Head to the bottom of the 7th when we stretch. 12-5, Bourne leads over Cotuit on the Kettleers Digital Network.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers Digital Network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers.
Anthony Arguelles backed out for his 2nd inning of relief, this time with a more than comfortable lead. Bourne up 7 runs here in the 7th inning, 12-5. The Braves lead the Kettleers. Tim Crowley, Jake Starr, Riley Page, Jenna Meyer. Well, now 7 unanswered runs put up by Bourne over the last 2 frames. And Riley, Matt Shaw leading the way. He's been a wrecking ball for Bourne this afternoon.
Yeah, Matt Shaw has been the spearhead of the Braves offense and enough to really give the Kets something hard to come back from here. 7 unanswered runs. You're looking for anything to chip away and try and cut this deficit.
Bad news, Cotuit trailing by a touchdown. Good news, Victor Scott in the top of the order, due up here in the 7th. He stands in from the left side. Been on base twice so far today. First one home from the righty, cut on and missed. Good fastball past the bat of Victor Scott. The ball's in a strike. Arguelles, again, 2 years in the ACC at Miami, stays within the conference, making the jump to Virginia Tech. 0-1. Scott takes low in the dirt. Espinal thought he had a chance to spot it up, but when the dirt comes up, the call does not. 1-1 the count. Scott, 2 walks. And a pop out to the catcher, also has a run scored. Little wrinkle in the glove as the 1-1 comes home. Breaking ball snaps in late. Good change in eye level from Arguelles. Jumps ahead the count 1-2 with nobody on and no one out. Cotuit looking to find a way to chip away at a 7-run deficit here in the 7th inning. Shadows taking control in left field and center. Also across the infield. 1-2 from Arguelles. Challenges with the fastball. Scott leaves it up 2-2. Scott, Troy, and Baldwin due up. 1, 2, 3 in the order to begin the 7th. Here's the 2-2 from the windup. Breaking ball cut on to miss, tipped into the mitt. Scott goes down swinging on the breaking ball. Arguez has his first punch out since entering the game. There's one down in the 7th. So Tommy Troy comes back to the plate. And in a day where offense has been aplenty on either side, Troy a big part of it for Cotuit, driving in 4 of the 5 runs by way of 2 2-run homers. First pitch right on right. Breaking ball just misses a little away. 1-0 the count. Troy with some power to all gaps, though particularly to the pull side today with both homers leaving the yard to left and left center. 1-0. Breaking ball finds the zone. A good adjustment from Arguez brings it back just enough. 1 ball, 1 strike. Slight left-handed shift, or right-handed shift as Shaw fills the hole on the left side. Arguez kicks the 1-1. Fastball whips too high, tips off the glove of Espinal before making its way on the fly to the backstop. A little smile on the mound from Arguez, 2-1. 12-5, Cotuit trails in the 7th inning. Off of the off day on Tuesday, followed up with a 1-1 tie at Brewster last night. Bourne taking control in this 3rd game of the season series. 2-1. Check swing from Troy, called strike anyways on the inner half. Count even at 2. Choking up on the bat as he usually does with the open stance from the right side. Arguez 2-2. Cut on and miss. Breaking ball cuts in that time underneath the bat of Troy. It's back-to-back strikeouts for the right-hander to begin the inning. There's 2 down with nobody on as Brooks Baldwin makes his way to the plate. 12-5 Bourne leads.
Well, Tommy Troy hit a home run. That's a bit surprising. I mean, no, Troy's had a great day. He's swinging a great bat. I mean, he just has such a short swing, always choked up on the bat a good inch, inch and a half, and just love the short, compact swing. Very like, I don't know, Chase Utley-esque a little bit.
First pitch to Baldwin. Fastball misses low 1-0. Of course it had to be a Philly for you, right? But
Hey, it's also a
Cotuit
Kettleer. Don't forget that.
Utley's former Cotuit jersey hanging in our VIP suite here in the Arnold Mycock building. Baldwin taps the 1-0 back up to the mound off to the left. Arguez fields on to first, and it does beat Baldwin by a step and a half to retire the side in order in the 7th. 1-2-3 go to the Kettleers. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. We head to the top of the 8th inning where Jake Starr has your play-by-play. 12-5 Bourne leads over Cotuit on the Kettleers Digital Network.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers Digital Network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers Digital Network.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow
Top of the 8th inning, 12-5 the score. Bourne's got the lead. Ket's down 7, 12 runs, the most runs that Cotuit has allowed so far this season. Evan Slight leads things off. First pitch to him, inside for a ball to the lefty, 1-0 the count. Previous season high was 10. That came 3 days ago, back on July the 4th. 1-0 the count here to Evan Slight. Reached base all 4 times, twice via a hit. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. And, I mean, we talked last night, post-game, how we weren't as concerned about the bats, really not hitting as well last night. We were more happy about the pitching outing. I mean, 8 1/3, no-hit innings. There was a tie, 1-1 ball game. Here's the 1-1, grounded towards second. Troy fields it down by his left foot, sidearm flip to first in time. First out of the inning, Slate's retired for the first time today. Wyatt Hensler to the plate. We felt good about the pitching staff last night. And then today kind of come out and losing 12-5 at the time. And, I mean, look, it's a transitionary period of the season. Every team throughout the Cape is going through this. And, we were having talks around the ballpark earlier, and one of the things someone said was that 14-4-4 start, that best record, that hot start the Kets had, first pitch bounces for a ball 1-0. It's nice buffer for situations like this because there's so much in and out. I mean, the transaction wire for Cotuit especially, I mean for all teams, but especially Cotuit as we focus on them, it's been crazy. I mean, a lot of guys coming in, a lot of guys going out. 1-0 misses outside, 2-0. And it's hard. I mean, baseball's a sport where team chemistry, team camaraderie, it's so important. And it's hard to get that in a situation where, so many guys are coming in and so many guys are going out. And it's really an adjustment period for, a lot of these guys. Here's the 2-0. That one's flared foul, right side and out of play, 2-1. It's really an adjustment period for a lot of these guys. There's a lot of the younger guys who aren't departing for the draft. It's their team now. And that's going to be the hard part as we transition for a lot of the older draft-eligible guys who kind of carried the load earlier on in the season, or even younger draft-eligible guys like Kenya Huggins and Cam Collier. And now it's on the younger guys, too. The 2-1 in there for a called strike 2-2. So how do you make that adjustment? I think that becomes the big question. And really the next 5 to 10 days, we're going to see a lot more of transition amongst this team, amongst this entire league, as MLB draft comes and goes. And once that goes, we'll have a better idea of what team we're looking at. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Splits the wickets. Loma Vida, who has to scurry around the umpire. Still gets to throw off the first in time for the second out of the inning. It's the third strikeout for Cam Wagner. But no, I mean, post-draft, we'll have a good idea of kind of what this team is going to look like, without a doubt. And there's still a lot of, big names, strong guys that are set to come in. I mean, after Team USA is done, I mean, Calvin Harris just came in. He's a strong catcher, strong outfielder, has a great bat for Ole Miss, won a national championship for them. So just going to have to wait and see what happens. Josh Moreland, the batter now. First pitch to him, in there for a called strike, 0-1. And every team goes through these lulls. And if there's any team that was built to have a little bit of a, valley in the season, it's this Kets team. I mean, it was a very well-assembled roster, beginning, middle, and hopefully end of the season. 0-1 in there for a called strike, 0-2. So Moreland as Cotuit's in search of just its second 1-2-3 inning of the day. Cam Wagner on the mound here. Top 8, 2 outs, 12-5 Bourne leads, bases clear. So, you're going to have to just wait and see what happens, but there was a team that was built for it. It's certainly this one. That one's inside, gets away from Loma Vida. Counts 1-2. Home plate umpire ask for some more baseballs, perhaps between at-bats. Moreland, the 6-hole hitter, has a home run today. 1 for 3 overall. Was also intentionally walked back in the 6th. Wagner, a long pier home. Set at the belt. Here's the 1-2. That one's nub foul, left side off the protective netting. And there's still guys who are going to depart in the next week. Guys who are draft eligible, awaiting to kind of see what their status is, whether they'll leave or not. And then guys still coming in. I mean, there's still a lot of talent that hasn't even arrived here yet in Cotuit. So I know it's been a rough last couple of days. The 1-2 dropped in there for a curveball, called strike 3, but you can say those rough times won't last, as that was a good top of the 8th inning. And we'll see what kind of comes next. So we move to the bottom of the 8th, 12-5 to score. Gets down, looking for some hits and runs on the other side of the break on the Kettleers Digital Network.
The Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers digital network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers digital network.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers digital network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers digital network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers digital.
Bottom of the 8th inning, 12-5 the score. Bourne's got the lead. Middle third of the lineup due up here for the Kets. Tyler Johnson will lead things off. He's 1 for 3 today with an RBI. He went a single back in the 5th that actually tied this game, and then Bourne put up 7 unanswered. First pitch to Johnson down low for a ball, 1-0. Tyler Johnson, who leads the team in home runs with 5, up to 11 RBI on the season as well. 1-0. Outside corner for a called strike from Anthony Arguelles, and the count's 1-1. Deep breath from Arguelles on the mound. Working from the windup, the righty kicks and deals. That one's dribbled foul, 1-2. And I mean, Tim, you were here a year ago. I mean, you kind of experienced, the first Cape season with a draft in July. And it's a challenge. It's really a challenge to build a roster knowing that you have a draft smack in the middle or towards the back half of the season.
It is, and again, there's an adjustment period for so many teams. Cotuit certainly went through its growing pains when draft guys were leaving last year. That was around the time of that 5-game losing streak that really created a turning point in the season and, hit a fork in the road. Which way did Cotuit go? And luckily the guys got hot, and Cotuit found a way into the 14 playoff.
Here's the 1-2. Outside for a ball, 2-2. So we talked earlier in the game kind of about the tie. I don't want to say issue, but just the ties we've been seeing in a huge numbers across the league so far. Bourne has tied its last 3. 2-2 to Johnson. Dropped in there for a called strike 3. 4 strikeout for Arguelles. And I've seen a lot on Twitter of Trice comes to the plate here. A lot of talk about potential solutions. I don't know. I kind of want to hear from both of you. Is it unlimited extra innings runner on second, 1 extra inning runner on second, sudden death, home run derby? Because, baseball's a sport where usually you don't see ties. Here's the first pitch to Trice. That one's fouled back 0-1.
Well, I like the home run rule instead because there are other summer leagues that I believe that do it. Obviously, it's a lot of fun for the fans, and it also doesn't, penalize pitchers. And I'll give you an example in a minute.
Here's the 0-1. Nice breaking pitch for a called strike, 0-2.
Best example for those that don't like the extra innings rule was there was a game. It was July 22nd last year between the Red Sox and Yankees. Fitting enough that there's the first of 4 between those teams at Fenway tonight, but teams were tied at 4 going into the 10th inning.
0-2. Just down and away for a ball. 1-2 to Trice.
Kike Hernandez had just hit a double to score a couple runs, tied in the 9th. So Matt Barnes comes in the 10th with a runner on second. In order, he gets a ground ball, or gets 3 outs in a row, but a run scores.
1-2. Trice, dribbler out in front of the plate. Catcher Espinal has it, spins, throws in time. Nice strike from him. The first 2-3 on the putout. Eddie Parker to the plate, 2 outs, bottom 8, 12-5 Bourne leads.
So again, 4-4, top of the 10th inning. Matt Barnes gets the side in order, 1-2-3. But because one was a grounder and one was a sac fly, a run comes across. I don't like innings and rules that allow pitchers to give up runs when they get 3 straight outs.
And what does that run go? Is that an unearned run in the book?
It's a good question.
It shouldn't be an earned run.
No, it absolutely shouldn't be.
Batter here is Eddie Park. We'll get back to this conversation in a second. First pitch to Park. There for a ball at 1. And it's a tough role, too, runner on second, because, like, what are you going to do?
Well, yeah, you're immediately in scoring position. You know, you can even give up a bloop hit that happens to fall in no man's land, and that leads to a run, and maybe you lose the game because of it.
Park dribbles another one out in front of the plate. Espinal once again tracks it down, flips the first on the run, running down the line. It's in time. And that will retire the side. So back-to-back 2-3 putouts for the Cats and the 8th. They go down in order. We'll move to the 9th, 12-5 Bourne leads. We'll Bourne this whole tie extra inning situation on the other side of the break on the Kettleers Digital Network. We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers Digital Network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers Digital Network.
We want to hear top of the last 12-5 Bourne leads, bottom third of the Braves lineup coming up. Jake Starr, Riley Pate, Tim Crowley. You'll hear from Jenna Meyer of Coach Roberts after tonight's ball game as Carson Rockefort steps to the plate here in the top of the 9th to lead things off. So we were talking about ties. I mean, the runner on second rule is a tough one. Because, I mean, but you're looking at the Cape League specifically. Because MLB, I am under the hope that long-term run on second should not be a thing. And did they eliminate this year, or first pitch in there for a called strike?
I think they put it in right at the end. But I believe it's going to be off for playoffs again.
Off for playoffs. I think MLB, highest level professional baseball, I think long-term it should not be a rule. Here's the 0-1, strike 2, 0-2.
It's a little off topic, but just some of the recent rules. What's your opinion on the 3-batter minimum?
It speeds the game up, but it kind of defeats the purpose of lefty specialists. Here's the 0-2, swing and a miss. The strikeout for Wagner already. He's been dealing so far. And that'll bring Alan Espinal to the plate.
So from the time of its inception, our scout liaison, Will Thompson, and I, we have gotten into full-blown screaming matches about this.
Not surprised.
He's in favor, and his argument is, okay, who needs a specialist? You're a major league pitcher. You should just be good enough to get guys out no matter the situation. I didn't really agree with that, but there's also more to it.
Here's the pitch. There for a called strike. But I want to get back to the extra inning point real quick here. I want to apply it directly to the Cape League. Because the question becomes, what is the best suitable option to lower the number of ties? Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss 0-2. Because sudden death completely eliminates the tie. So does the home run derby. I saw another proposal that said you do a 10th inning, runners on second for both teams. If neither team scores, it's still a tie, but it'll certainly lessen the amount of ties. Because you have to think, arms is an issue. 0-2's flared foul to the right side. The arm situation is a situation. So it's how do you balance that? And also balance eliminating ties. And another factor that comes into play, Brewster, Cotuit, and a YD all don't have lights. And if, say tonight's game, say the Cats were to score 7 runs in the next half hour here and get us to extra innings, there wouldn't be enough light. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Another nice pitch from Wagner. He has looked really good. His 6th strikeout. 9-hole man Bryce Eblin coming to the plate, 2 outs, top 9. If this game went to extra innings, we wouldn't have light to probably play a 10th inning. So if you are to incorporate even just one extra inning, you probably need to build in at least an extra half hour into the start of the game. So a 5 o'clock game would start at 4:30. The August 4:30 games, would start at 4. So you have an extra half hour to play that 10th inning. I don't think the solution is going to be unlimited extra innings. Pitch to Eblin, there for a called strike. But I think some middle ground. Maybe the sudden death, but I really do like the 10th inning rule of runner on second base for both teams, and if it's still tied after 10, the game's over. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. I think that's a good middle ground. I went in there for a called strike.
No, I agree with that. I think that's the most reasonable option given the circumstances. Definitely light playing a factor in that. But either way, just generally, I do think there should be some form of extra inning because the tie's just not as climactic.
0-2 hits Eblin. They got him on that front foot as he holds that one up for a second. Takes off that shin guard, and he'll walk that one off very gingerly towards first base. It's an 0-2 hit by pitch from Cam Wagner, and Eblin looks a bit better as he works his way towards first base. So Elijah Nunez to the plate now. 6th time through the order now tonight for Bourne. So, and I mean, I think it's a feasible, compromise, because then you're not burning arms. You put a guy on second base, so runs are more likely to score. Because in a situation where, say, the road team doesn't score, first pitch sails high and away to Nunez, 1-0. Home team comes up, tie game, runner on second. First guy laid on a bunt. And then after that, sac fly, pass ball, wild pitch. A lot of possibilities to score that go-ahead run. And at that point, here's the 1-0. And there for a called strike, 1-1. At that point, if you're still tied after 10, with that situation in place, okay, I feel I'm not fine giving out a tie, but I think I feel a little bit better giving out a tie in that situation because it will not 1-1 fouled on a line to the left side, 1-2. The 10th inning rule of playing just one extra inning, it won't eliminate ties, but it'll definitely, I think, lessen the amount of ties. But, I mean, Tim, last year there weren't as many ties across the league. Cotuit had, what, one all last season? 18, 17, and 1?
And it didn't come until July 25th at Wareham.
So, I mean, I think the fact that the Pitchers League this year, the 1-2 outside, has definitely, affected that. But I think, look, if it's tied after 10 innings with a guy on second base for both teams, okay, each team gets a point. That is what it is. But it'll definitely lessen the amount of ties. And I don't know, maybe we'll see a midseason compromise. I mean, obviously, 3-2 the count now. For playoffs, it's going to be unlimited extra innings. I mean, I'm not sure. Is the extra innings in playoffs runner on second, or is it clean slate?
At the Major League level right now?
No, at this level for playoffs.
Not sure.
So we'll have to see. That one's driven in the air out towards left, foul. 3-2. So, I mean, there's a lot of, I think, possible discussions to be had. And the question becomes, if you are to incorporate anything, then the conversation about pushing the non-lit games up a little bit, I think, becomes the next factor in this whole conversation. 3-2 the count. 2 outs to Nunez. Eblin leads off first. 12-5 Bourne leads. Here's the pitch. Off the hands. Foul again. Do it again at 3-2. Eblin once again off and running.
Nice catch by one of the fans set up there on the grass next to the snack shack.
Barehanded?
No, brought the glove in as play.
Nice play. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not today.
Look at me. I can be center field.
Might need you too soon.
3-2 the count. Here's the pitch. That one chopped towards short. Chest high for Baldwin. Sets his feet. Throws. It's in time. That'll retire the side here in the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base for the Braves. Kett's last chance coming up, down 12-5 here on the Kettleers. Hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers digital network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers digital network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers digital network.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's Kettleers Broadcast Booth at gmail.com, and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers Digital Network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers.
Last chance for the Kets, down 12-5 here in the bottom half of the ninth inning. And it's going to take certainly an uphill climb if Cotuit wants to come back in this one. About 20 minutes of sunlight left, so 7 or 8 run inning is going to have to be in that time frame as well. So we've certainly seen it before. Definitely unlikely, but see if the Kets can do just that here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Bottom third due up, Kyle Karros, Caleb Lomavita, and Calvin Harris. The three due up here in the frame. Jake Starr, Tim Crowley, Riley Pay, Jenna Meyer will be joined by Coach Roberts after tonight's ball game. Guys, all things considered, it was a beautiful day. I walked outside this morning, 75 degrees, slight breeze, not a cloud in the sky. I'm not about you guys, but that's my perfect weather day.
Can't complain.
I know for Riley, probably about 30 degrees cooler than what you get back in Vegas.
This is so pleasant. It's crazy. Just the difference in weather, and this definitely was one of the more beautiful days you've seen here so far, but pretty consistently the last couple weeks, some great weather here at Lowell Park.
I think the highest we've gotten this year is maybe like 82, 83. It's been so nice not having to deal with anything in the 90s. Karros takes that one from new pitcher Reese Sharp for a strike. For Sharp, it's his 4th appearance, no decisions, a 10.38 ERA, 4 1/3, 5 strikeouts, 6 walks, 4 hits. Here's the 0-1. Karros, little excuse me swing to the right side, fouled back 0-2. Sharp comes away of University of Indiana, just finished his redshirt sophomore year. The righty at 6'3", 220 out of Noblesville, Indiana. I was like, my host mom was like, welcome to Cape Cod. It doesn't get too hot up here during the summer. And I'm like, I love every minute of that.
It's really just been that Orleans doubleheader with the sun beating down.
Really
Otherwise,
was.
we've been pretty good weather-wise.
Here's the 0-2. Down low for a ball, 1-2. We had a couple of hot ones. Unfortunately, we were here where we got the window. We're inside, got the AC blasting. Not to show off or anything. Then we have air conditioning up here.
Well, I remember some of the earlier away games in this season. Those were pretty cold outside.
2-2. Remember Chatham opening night? I was shivering.
Right. Yeah.
There are multiple games this year where I wore a quarter zip under my sweatshirt. It was that cold. It's nice we've gotten to a point where, like, the nights are, high 60s, low 70s, not high 50s, low 60s. 2-2 the count. Pitch to Karros. That one's dribbled softly on the ground towards third. It'll go foul. Count stays 2-2.
And before I got out here, my host mom messaged me and said, I think you should bring some winter clothes or a jacket if you have it, because the Cape is usually one of the last places to get warm during the summer. And I was like, okay, like, it'll be okay. I'll be fine. And yeah, no, sure enough, it's been definitely colder than I imagined. And I told her, I was like, I don't really have winter clothes. We don't do winter like that.
How cold does it get there in the winter?
Oh, not bad. Well, it depends. Maybe like deep January or so, it'll get colder than the average, like 40 degrees.
I'll take that. Here's a 3-2. That one just foul. Like, my ideal climate is winters, a little bit of cool air is great. Maybe 40s, maybe low 50s in the winter. No snow, though. I know we had that conversation a while back because Tim loves snow for some reason.
I love snow.
And then
Not shoveling, but I do love snow.
You can be 40s and 50s in the winter, and then like 70s and low 80s in the summer. I'm sold.
Easily done.
I don't know where you're going to get that. Maybe like England. Doesn't get too cold in the winter there. Like 50s. Maybe like, I don't know, like Seattle area. 3-2. Down low ball 4. Karros works a walk. So if you're going to start anywhere, might as well start somewhere. He's on base for the 3rd time tonight. Anthony Arguelles was really good. 3 innings and no hit ball. No runs allowed. A walk, 4 strikeouts. Faced 10 Kets hitters.
Those climates you talk about, there's a lot of rain, though, especially Seattle.
Seattle.
Talk to Jen Meyer about that.
Seattle, the UK especially as well. Lomavita the batter now. Beautiful sunset as well. Not sure once you can pick that up on our stream. Lomavita fouls it back, 0-1. Caleb Lomavita went to his first Boston Red Sox game on Monday night with his battery mate Justin Mickness. Game in which the Red Sox, Tuesday night actually, because we played Monday. I believe the Red Sox fought to the Rays. What was the final score of that one, Tim? I know you were there. Was it 7-3?
8-4.
8-4. The 0-1 fouled back 0-2. Bit of a rainy night as that. Lomavita, who comes way up Hawaii, has been to a couple of games professionally at the Major League level before. Not too far from Oakland Coliseum and Oracle Park, home of the A's and Giants respectively.
I think the only West broadcasters from the Cape that I didn't see that day were the ones sitting next to me and the ones sitting down the first base line for Bourne.
0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Lomavita grounds it towards the hole on the right side. In the right field for a base hit. Kairos goes station to station. Going to bring Calvin Harris to the plate now. No outs here in the 9th. You saw Falmouth guys. You saw Wareham guys. You saw Hyannis, right?
Yep. I didn't see anybody from the East, but was just walking by. And this was all before the game. I'm like, who else are we going to run into tonight?
Cape League off days, when the Red Sox play, Fenway becomes Cape League North, it feels like.
It really does. And again, you would think in a park that fits 37,000 that you'd lose those 10, 12 people. Oh, no. It is funny how small that park can get and who you can run into.
Well, look, some of those folks, make their presences known. Always in a good way, too.
Some more than others.
It's a great group. Harris lines that one foul just to the left of the Kets dugout.
Really strong guys, too.
It's a great group of broadcasters we have here, though, in the Cape. I mean, I've really personally enjoyed, even outside broadcast, just media, interns as well. Outside of the Kets organization, I've really enjoyed just talking to so many different media people from different schools and just hearing their experiences and what their schools are like and what their paths here were like. Here's the 0-1. Harris fouls it back 0-2 towards the parking lot. Oh, off the facing of a white Nissan, it looks like. Was that off that Nissan, Tim? I thought it was.
I think it's a Lexus.
Lexus, maybe.
It's definitely not a Buick.
Well, it was 3 cars down from the Buick. I was holding my breath right there. Counts 0-2 here to Calvin Harris. Nothing away in the 9th. Home half of the frame. 12-5 to score. Reese Sharp. Set at the belt. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-2. But, it's a great group of interns here across the Cape. I really enjoy getting a chance to meet them all. Now that we have been to every ballpark across the Cape. A bunch of beautiful fields as well. Really have enjoyed just getting to see the island these last, 4 or 5 weeks as we're right over the midway point of the season so far. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Harris over a curveball. He's down on strikes for the first time tonight. Sharp's first strikeout. Swing things back over to the top of the lineup to Victor Scott. 5th time to the plate tonight. Scott reached base twice, both via walk. Popped out to the catcher, also struck out back in the 7th. And the red-hot Tommy Troy waits on deck. Maybe he'll give us one more little treat tonight when he gets to the plate, if he does here in the 9th. Sharp comes set at the belt. Here's the pitch. Now low, gets away from the catcher. Espinal, both runners will advance one base on the wild pitch, and 2nd and 3rd now. Went out here in the 9th. Still a busy week ahead for the Cats. Still 2 more home games on the docket here from Lowell Park. Tomorrow night, Wareham, 5 o'clock first pitch. Saturday, Harwich at 5 before we take a trip to Bourne. Sunday at 6. Hopefully not too much traffic towards the bridge on that Sunday evening. Before an off day on Monday, before 6 games in 6 days next week for the Cats. 1-0, here's the pitch. Scott fouls that one back over our vantage point, 1-1. Heard some oohs and ahs from the crowd as that one got a piece of another car. If you're in the area, or if you're planning to come to the area, or if you're debating to come to the area, no better place to be than Lowell Park for a couple of Cape League games. Friday, Saturday, hopefully, well, definitely expecting big crowds those 2 games. the weekend after the 4th of July. The 1-1, Scott swings and misses 1-2. And if you can't make it to either of those games or Sunday's game, you can always find us on the Kettleers Digital Network home games just by searching Cotuit Kettleers on YouTube. Road games, you can find us by searching Cotuit Kettleers on MixLR. 1-2 to Scott as the sun continues to set here at Lowell Park as we've just surpassed the 3-hour point of tonight's game. Sharp, here's the 1-2. That one down below the knees. 2-2 the count to Scott. For the Braves, win tonight will snap its streak of 3 straight ties, give them their 9th win of the season and put them over the 500 mark. Cats, if they lose, will be 14-5-4. Their 3rd loss in 4 games, their 4th straight game without picking up a win as well. 2-2 the count to Scott. Here's the pitch. That one lifted in the air towards the left side of the infield, drifting in the foul territory. Goes the shortstop Shaw. He'll make the catch for out number 2. That'll bring Tommy Troy and his 2 home runs tonight to the plate. Bourne back home tomorrow against Orleans. Saturday hit the road at Hyannis before welcoming Cotuit to town on Sunday night in Bourne for their final game before an off day Monday. But use the term off day Monday loosely. Monday is Fenway Park Day. Exciting day for the offensive players for Cotuit. We'll have a chance to showcase in front of scouts at the over 100-year home of the Boston Red Sox. Tommy Troy, the batter now. Pitch to him. Outside for a ball. 1-0. I know for me and Riley, it'll be our first Fenway Day experience. Tim, same for you as an intern. Obviously, I think all 3 of us can agree. Jenna Meyer as well. Very excited to get down to Fenway Park on Monday.
And especially that it's going to be Cape League ball there, not the baseball that's going on right now. Because I could do without that for a little bit.
1-0. Troy lines that one towards the right center gap. It's down base hit. 1 run scores. Rounding 3rd will be Lomavita. He'll begin standing up. It's a 2-run single for Tommy Troy. It's his 6th RBI of the day. And the Cats cut into the lead. It's 12-7 Bourne now here in the 9th. Well, Tommy Troy, have yourself a day. There's a bright spot as that. I mean, putting up 7 runs is always good. But also, Tommy Troy, 3 for 5 today, 2 home runs and a single. He has 6 RBI on the day as well. Season high was 5 this past season. That came in that same June 3rd game against Binghamton where he hit the 2 home runs. That's his career high for Sanford as well. So, a couple of new career marks for Troy today as Brooks Baldwin comes to the plate. Down low for a ball, 1-0. Baldwin's 2 for 4 on the day. Has extended his both Cotuit and personal season high hit streak up to 8 on the season. Reese Sharp comes set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-1. And look, we had the conversation a couple of innings ago about how this team is going to weather this storm and get past the draft. Tommy Troy is going to be a key cog because he's only a sophomore, not draft eligible. And he is going to be a stalwart at the top of this Cats lineup. And if he can be successful and do what he's been doing, sky's the limit for him and this Cotuit team. 1-1 the count. Pitch. Checking his swing was Baldwin. They're going to say he went. Strike 2, 1-2. And Cotuit's down to its final strike here in the 9th. Sun continues to set. Bourne looking for his first win over Cotuit since Game 3 of the Western Division Finals a year ago at Bourne Park. A game in which Bourne won 5-1 back on August the 8th. Down 2-0 in the season series. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of the catcher Espinal. And that will be the ball game. Brooks Baldwin thought it hit the ground. He stands at home plate contesting that one, but the umpires are making their way out of the field. And that is how this ball game will come to an end. 12-7 the final. Brooks Baldwin still not happy as the umpires graciously leave the ballpark. And I mean, look, as a hitter, you want to hit no matter what the score is, and Baldwin's a pure hitter, so you certainly feel for Baldwin in a situation like that, regardless of the score. That's how the ball game ends. Cats do get 2 in the 9th on a couple of hits. No errors, 1 left on base to score 2. 12-7 the final. We'll step away for a couple of minutes. We'll come back to wrap things up, and Jenna Meyer will be joined by Kets manager Mike Roberts on the side of this break on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Digital Network.
We want to hear from you during the game. Connect with the Cotuit broadcast crew by sending your questions to kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us as the Kettleers take the field in pursuit of a Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Once again, that's kettliersbroadcastbooth@gmail.com and interact with us all season long on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Not at the ballpark? Follow along with the Kettleers season across social media. Follow the Cotuit Kettleers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content from the first pitch to the final out.
The 2022 season here on the Cape marks 75 years of Kettleers baseball. As we share stories of the franchise's history throughout the season, hear from various personalities and their time in Cotuit. For more stories of the 75-year history of Cotuit baseball, tune in all season long through the Kettleers Digital Network.
This is Harrison Cohen, right-handed pitcher from George Washington University, and you're listening to the Cotuit Kettleers Digital.
Back here on the Kettleers Digital Network, Jake Starr, Tim Crowley, Riley Pay. We won't be joined by manager Mike Roberts tonight with Jenna. You can catch that one up on our YouTube channel later tonight as she gets Coach Roberts in just a little bit down there. So, 3 of us up here in the booth will wrap things up here from Lowell Park. Tim, I mean, it's not the Kets' day offensively. I mean, once again, 7 runs. Can't be too upset about that, but the pitching staff just struggled to get ahead in counts, and we saw the results.
And offense, more offense, the headline of today's game. How often do you get a game where you get a guy on either side with 6 RBIs? Troy for Cotuit and Matt Shaw for Bourne. Just, again, offensive firepower today on both sides, but, you know, similar to the 4th of July game, fireworks for the offense for Cotuit. The pitching staff just ran into a really good offense in the West again. 2 offenses in Falmouth and Bourne that are really starting to put it together.
Yeah, and Riley, I mean, we talked last night about the pitching staff. Looked really good. You know, step back tonight. And just, they've been struggling to put together a complete game, and that's going to be the motto these next couple of days.
Yeah, struggling to put together a complete game and just going really deep into the bullpen the last couple games as well. Saw a lot of success last night, only utilizing 3 pitchers on the night, and then compared to today, see 5 on the night. So really just leveraging the bullpen and leveraging your starters, seeing how long they can go, and just ensuring that you get a strong start from them, I think, is going to be key moving forward. Just, again, a couple small things on the pitching staff. The offense showed up again, 7 runs tonight, so really just troubleshooting that pitching staff and just seeing where you can build from here.
So, as we said, no Mike Roberts tonight with Jenna Meyer. You can catch that one on our YouTube channel and our social media channels a bit later tonight. So, Bourne, 12 runs on 12 hits, and error 7 left on base. They're 9-8-6 on the season. Back home against Orleans tomorrow at 6. Cotuit, 7 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, 5 left on base, 14-5-4. Back home tomorrow against Wareham at 5 o'clock. Mason Paleo gets the win. He's 2-0. Carson Swilling gets the loss. He's 0-1. At time of the game, 3 hours and 4 minutes. Played in front of 1,680 fans here at Lowell Park. We'll be back tomorrow against Wareham. 5 o'clock first pitch. Coverage starts here at 4:45 on the Kettleers Digital Network. For our production crew of Ryan Chambliss and Jimmy Middleton, and our sideline reporter Jenna Meyer, on behalf of my broadcast partners Tim Crowley and Riley Pay, I'm Jake Starr signing off. We'll catch you tomorrow from Lowell Park, 4:45 here on the Kettleers Digital Network. Have a great night.